I had an idea for the intro.
All right, let's hear it.
It's a really short one.
Okay.
A wop bop a loo bop.
A wop bap boom. This is episode 40.
No, episode 53. Wait, no.
No way, Jose. What?
Why am I in the 50s, Tony? What's going on with me?
I don't
Is
know.
it because this movie is in the 50s?
That was a great recovery.
I do what I can. We go together like
But this is episode 43 of the Elbow Nudge podcast.
Yes, it is. And we're covering an iconic 50s movie. Tony, we're talking Grease.
Yeah, we're talking Grease.
We have a history with this movie.
It was recommended by your mom.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess she
we
heard
got context this time.
We did, yeah. I just love that she heard we were taking recommendations and instantly was like, you have to watch this. But also,
we're always taking recommendations, but
very
sometimes
true.
you want to watch movies.
And we were on a trend. We were on a trend with Bloodsport, Fistful of Dollars. You know, these are movies we extracted, but thank you, Mother. We did not have to extract this movie from you. It was given freely. And yes, with context.
Yeah, your mom loves this movie.
It's a part 1 and a part 2 in the context. Part 1 is Olivia Newton-John. Dame Olivia Newton-John, I should say. She was knighted. Passed away recently. And
so this is to celebrate her.
This is a little bit, a celebration and an honor of everything she did. And this is her biggest movie. This is her biggest work she's ever done. So, yeah, we want to do a little acknowledgement of that. And also, this is Mom's favorite movie, like, of all time.
So what did you think?
I did not know how much of our everyday, because I feel like whenever you're close to anybody, not just like your parents and stuff, you all have quotes or things that you say, you know, that you pick up on. Like you and I quote so many things, like Elden Ring. You know, we have a lot of in jokes. I did not realize Infinity War, all of that. I did not realize how much of my mother's quotes or like the things that she says come from this movie. Oh my gosh. Every time like a line came out, I'd be like, wait, Mom says that a lot. Mom says that a lot.
Which lines?
Just the how many? One at the end at the carnival. There's the, now that I have to name them, I'm drawing a blank.
Blanking, yeah, I put you on the spot.
Yeah, exactly. But while I'm watching the movie, it happens. It happens a lot.
When she has to shred documents, I'm gonna rip them. I'm gonna tear them apart.
I don't know about that, but it's more about if I do something bad, she's like, I'm gonna rip her. I'm gonna tear her apart.
At Davies, the assistant principal or whatever, like doing the emotion.
I'm gonna rip her. Davies were doing the PA. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, quit blubbering, Blanche. This is a big movie. It's a big movie in this house. And I think for a lot of boomers, this is a big movie for them.
Boomers, this is for you.
This is for you, boomers. You're welcome, Tony. We got one in there for you.
We're finally watching a movie I want to talk about. It only took 53 episodes.
It only took a year and a week.
But I'm a patient man.
We're here.
So here we are.
Nothing if not patient.
Tell them about watching this movie growing up, because I think we have our own stories about that.
We do, yeah. Your mom as well, right? Huge fan of this film?
Yep. Which I'm actually confused about.
Oh,
but we'll get to that. I want to hear your story.
Okay. What? Just how my mom likes it, or what?
Oh, well, when did you first watch it?
Oh, okay. So my viewings of this movie have always been sporadic. I have not sat down and watched this movie beginning to end until this week. But it's because this movie was, but it's really because my mom saw this so many times at the house. And, you know, I didn't want to watch a musical when I was a kid. Of course, if it was like Disney. If it was cartoons, heck yeah. But if it was an old movie about a bunch of preppy or T-birds, I was like, nah. I wanted to watch Star Wars. So I really only ever saw this movie in bits and pieces. I never saw the whole thing. Like, I didn't even know the song Grease by Frankie Valli existed until
Oh, really?
last week when I was talking to my mom about this movie because I never saw it. I never saw the beginning. It would be like on TV or something, or I would walk into my mom's room and she'd be watching it. And so sometimes I would just catch portions of it with her, and things like that. But I never sat down and my mom was like, "Hey, let's have a movie now. Let's watch Grease." Like I never had anything like that. But I would like sometimes lie down next to her when I was little and watch some moments, but usually it would result in me falling asleep or just things like that. I had never given this movie my full attention, but I've always been aware of it because I want to think how many years ago. Oh my gosh, I can't remember, but I think I was 16, 17. I was volunteering and there were the I met two of my guy friends that I know now. They came like I wasn't really aware of how popular this movie was. I had always just kind of written it off as, oh, that's a movie my mom likes. That's a movie my mom likes. But then like I was 16, 17, two of I didn't know them at the time, but I was going to. Like they were two of my guy friends and they came in and they started talking to my mom about volunteering as well. And then my mom made because like I said, she just makes Grease references on the fly. Like that's just how she speaks. And when they asked her for applications, she went, "How many?" And then without missing a beat, they go, "One." And you have to say it like
They were in on it.
one. They and that my mom's eyes like lit up. And she was like, oh, "Y'all know Grease." And I was like, "Wait, you guys are like my age. Like, why do you why do y'all know Grease?" And then they said it, our mom loves that movie. We watch it with her all the time. And that was when I realized two things. One, this is a mom movie. And two, this is a big movie. A lot of moms like this movie. A lot of people get this movie.
My mom loves this movie. My sister loves this movie, and she's a mom now, so that confirms your
Oh,
theory.
it's a rite of passage for mothers.
Yeah, I just thought about it now. She's gonna have to show my niece and nephew,
Oh,
but
they
I
have
don't
to go
know.
through the rite.
Yeah,
Maybe not.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know. That's
We'll,
a good idea.
we'll get into why later on, but maybe just wait a bit before showing them this movie. Or ABC. I watched it on Freeform, which is what is now ABC, the TV channel, and they censor this movie so much. They cut out a good chunk of a lot of the innuendos and things like that.
We got to get into that in a bit
Oh, we will.
because I also want to make comparisons to Grease Live, but
A movie that I have not fully seen, but okay.
neither have I. But yeah, just my story real quick. I saw it when I was really young, and this is the example. This movie is an example of when we're talking about like kids filtering out scenes and lines from movies, because that's definitely a movie that's a little bit too mature for little kids.
Oh
But
yeah.
I just did not remember any of these scenes, or like I had no idea what Grease Lightning was about when I heard it as a kid.
Hmm.
It's just like all those things now that I watch is like, huh, should I have seen that as a little kid? I don't know. But I'm pretty sure this was my first musical, and it was really exciting because I didn't know in a movie you could just burst out into song and dance. And for me, this showed me the rules of musicals where you could just sing and then never acknowledge it again. And no one's gonna say like, "Hey, remember when we were all just dancing in the cafeteria?" Like this for me was the rules. Like now I understood what musicals are, and yeah, it's just really cool. Musicals are like the songs are like the action scenes for these type of movies. It's just fun to
Yeah.
look forward to. But yeah, my mom always played it. My sister, I think if I asked her, she'll say is her favorite movie, not even musical. I think she'll say is her favorite
Whoa.
movie. Yeah. But now, so I did want to watch it again now that I'm older because now I actually know what the plot is. I know what it's about. Like as a kid, I just liked hearing the songs. But now it's all together in my
Mm.
head, and now we need to talk about it.
Yep.
I need to know
Yep.
what you thought. We need to talk about the. There's so much to talk about this with this movie. It's like the PG aspect, but it's not really a PG movie. Yeah, talk about the like. I want to know how it's censored.
Well, first, it's PG when I don't know how it was marked as PG when it released originally. And I think it was marked as PG in select countries because other countries, upon viewing it, gave it the PG-13 rating. I think
I thought PG-13 wasn't a thing yet at this time.
was it PG? I'm trying to remember if it was. I know that when it went to India, it got the NC-17 rating.
Oh,
Yeah, like they hit it with the censor. Like, nope, you got to be older to watch this movie. But whenever it was 1998, that was the 20-year anniversary, they re-released the movie in theaters and they gave it the PG-13 rating.
really?
Yeah, they were like,
I was thinking about that now. Like, if it came out today, what rating would it get?
I think it would get PG-13.
You think it could pass as PG-13?
I think so. I think so.
It shows so many things that Marvel, Disney, Star Wars would never want to show in a PG-13 movie.
But I feel like Marvel, Disney, and Star Wars are very light PG-13. There are definitely like third-party PG-13 films that can push the envelope a little bit.
There's horror movies that are PG-13
Yeah,
if
yeah.
they omit enough blood.
I think Grease can nudge the PG-13 rating. I don't think it's full
Mm,
rated R.
it's a hard PG-13.
Yeah,
Just like they
yeah.
say hard R.
Okay, let's move on from that. But
You
I
haven't heard that term? Like when people are like, "Oh, Deadpool needs to be rated." This is before Deadpool came out. It needs to be a hard R, or they talk about this with horror movies all the time. They're like, "Oh yeah, but this property, it needs to be a hard R, a lot of blood and dismemberment."
oh wow. No, I never paid
Yeah,
attention to that. I just always figured that they were like that was more of a term of like this definitely has to be an R.
it's basically just like saying it needs to be rated R. It needs to be extremely rated R too.
Like R with warnings.
Yeah, but
I think this could be a PG-13 with warnings.
the PG-13 I'm used to is Disney.
Marvel.
This wouldn't fly. Yeah, yeah.
Oh
Well, I
yeah,
said
this
Disney.
the owners, the overlords. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I think that this would not fly. There's a reason this is on Paramount. Disney didn't want to buy this movie. They're like,
Oh,
no,
they haven't bought Paramount yet.
they haven't because they have Grease.
As of this recording, they have not bought Paramount
Oh
yet.
yeah, yeah.
We'll
Watch
see in
like
the
right
future.
after tomorrow, they're gonna announce that they bought Paramount.
I'll edit this to make sure we're not wrong.
But on TV, like they cut out a lot of the visuals. So there's a scene I'm trying to remember, but like the dance, where Rizzo is dancing with Craterface, and Craterface is doing that ugly dance. And I'm not even saying ugly like vulgar. He's just ugly. It doesn't look good. It's not a good, attractive dance. And the judge, Vince, or Vance, taps him on the shoulder to like tell him he's out. And he gives him the finger, and then Rizzo gives him
Right.
the punch gesture. They cut that part out. They don't even show that. It just like goes from him dancing to him leaving the dance floor. They
All right.
cut
Yeah, that's an easy cut.
Yeah, they cut out. There's a scene in Grease Lightning where they're dancing with plastic wrap,
Yeah.
and that's supposed to be like a euphemism for. I don't want to get into it early, but yeah, it's supposed to be a euphemism for a condom. And
Okay.
they kind of cut like they pan the camera away from it. Like, they cut it to where you don't see the plastic wrap.
I actually never got that. I don't think it was, or maybe I'm just too dumb and I didn't get it, but I don't think it was like on the nose.
You're just too innocent.
I'm too pure to be a pink lady.
You're just a little Sandra D.
Yeah. What about the lyrics of Grease Lightning?
I was hearing out for that, and they did not censor the Grease Lightning lyrics.
Oh, that's the dirtiest part of the whole song.
I know. I showed my mom the Grease
Yeah.
Lightning. She liked it a lot better, but just because of the lyrics. She was like, "Oh yeah, that's a lot better to sing."
Well, they were all done really well. The Grease Live songs.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if I didn't like any of them, but
But I
no,
think I
they
liked all
were.
the Grease ones better.
Oh yeah,
I mean, sounding better. Yeah.
that I think that goes without saying. Grease Live did a good tribute to Grease, but
Yeah.
nothing tops the original Grease music.
Yeah, on top of those, I guess censors, there's just a lot in this movie where I don't know, it's just like the I guess guys being sleazy, and they get called out on it though. Like, when I forgot what his name was. I wrote it down. But the guy like peeping under the girls' skirts and things like that.
Oh
What was it?
yeah, Sunny.
Sunny. Yeah, Sunny. Yeah, and then did they censor Summer
Oh,
Night?
they did. They did. They took out the "Did she put up a fight?" They took that out.
Wow.
Yep.
That's amazing. So that means they also have to cut the because I forgot. I think whatever Frenchie says rhymes with "Did she put up a fight?" So did they have to cut out her line too?
Yeah, they
They
did.
did. I forgot
Mhm.
what she says.
They also cut out what's that part in Sandra D where Rizzo, like, spreads her legs open in the dance segment? They cut
Wait, no, I don't think it was Rizzo. I think it was Frenchie on the bed.
well, for both of them because Rizzo does it too. I remember because I was looking at Rizzo dancing, and then when she did that, I was like, "Oh, snap." But yeah, I
I
think
remember she was like,
Marty.
"Elvis,
Yeah,
Elvis, let me be.
"Keep
Keep
that
that pelvis
pelvis
far
far
from
from
me."
me."
Dun-dun-dun,
I think it's
dun-dun-dun.
Marty that is it Marty? Which one has the yellow? It's the one who wears the yellow pajamas. They're the ones that spread their legs on the bed, but that part is, I guess, like, cut out, and they do, like, some strategic camera work. They just crop it.
Is this so funny how this movie is so popular? People love it. A lot of people love it. But now rewatching it and with all these different well, there's not that many, but rewatching it now, you're just telling me about this censored version that you're watching and also the Grease Live. They had to censor a lot of things too. And it's
Mhm.
just weird. And I don't know what you think about this, but how they have to change so much of it. Like they want, we want to cherish this movie and enjoy it, and then you have to like cut a lot of parts out to do that now.
I think it is just kind of like a general audience thing. I don't think that you're really harming the core of Greece by changing a lot of it, but I think it's something that we go through even, like, as kids, because, like, I don't remember any of this vulgar stuff from Greece, and then watching it now, it's like, "Oh, snap," but I think it's because you have to be you have to be faded into Greece. You can watch the PG when you're little, and then when you grow up, you're like, I'm gonna watch the real Grease."
You could watch Grease live when you're little, and now you could watch Grease.
Yeah, yeah, Grease Live is training wheels Grease.
Yeah, good thing that exists now, so you could do that.
I'm more surprised that my mom even saw this as a teenager, and she told me that she took her sister too, and my Aunt Rose is very I just can't believe the 2 of them would see this and like it. I'm like, "Y'all, y'all."
Well, I'm not gonna say the movie, but you told me there was other movies that were seen in theaters that might have been pushing
So anyway,
the
there's another theory
envelope
I was looking
of
into as to why
what
this
should be
are you
seen.
just punctuating your word?
You know the ones.
I feel like it's even less intelligible when you do that.
I
Making
knew
my
exactly what I was saying. No one's gonna
yeah,
know what I was
I
saying.
had no idea what you were saying, and I'm right
Okay.
here having
All right.
conversation. There's a theory though, and this is just a theory, a film theory.
Okay.
But no, there was an interview because Grease used to be a musical. This movie is based on a
Yeah.
Broadway show.
Yeah, that's the original source.
Exactly. And according to the original source, this is the 2 people who made Grease. It's the producers Warren Casey and Jim Jacobs. They said that the reason that they wanted to base this whole setting for the story within, like, the greasers, like the 50s, is because there's kind of a class difference. Greasers were known as being people who were more poor. They were on the lower class end, and they adopted that term greasers with, like, the look of grease in their hair with the leather jackets and stuff because they were kind of like the edgy boys, but they were also like they couldn't afford much. This is what they wore, this is how they looked. And then you have somebody like Sandy who's from this like upper class. And that's like the preppies. So the preppies are supposed to be like this representative of like the upper class, and the greasers are supposed to represent the lower class. And the way that they wanted to frame this is that the way they saw it in the 50s, because the 50s is always painted to be this like really pure and innocent time, where you always see like if you ever go to like a costume party or something, like girls in the 50s always have their hair nice and done. And the 50s in media was always portrayed as like this really primed and proper and innocent era. But the producers were like, nothing is ever really innocent and pure, and they wanted to show kind of the other end of that, and that the greasers represent not just like the lower class but also people who are not willing to put on that facade. Like they're okay with being transparent, and they're like, yeah, you know what, we are kind of sleazy, but at least we're honest about it, kind of thing. And so the reason that they have Sandy just go through this whole process of like liking Danny, and then she's the one that turns into a pink lady at the end, is because it's supposed to be kind of a metaphor for, I'm no longer going to be like this societal uptight girl. I'm going to be honest with myself, and I'm going to just kind of embrace who I really am and who I really love and things like that.
Okay, I have thoughts on that.
You want to share them?
Maybe. No, but first I just want to say for the whole play to movie transition, I didn't know for a long time that it was based off a play.
Me too.
And then only a few years ago I learned that Grease, the movie, is supposed to, well, obviously based off the play, but also was supposed to be like a spoof or like a parody,
Of the 50s.
yeah, of the 50s. So that's why everything is so exaggerated. That's why these characters are kind of like over the top. You can just tell, like, even when they're out of the song and dance, they're just kind of more energetic. They're like
Very
very lively.
exaggerated.
Yeah.
I think I remember hearing that. I just can't remember where, but it was a more elderly lady saying like, I grew up in the 50s and it wasn't like that. This is like taking the 50s and making it exaggerated, but then that's what we think the 50s were.
So, yeah, what you told me about what the intent was for the play, it makes sense now because I think they did capture, because everything does look kind of nice, and kind of prim and proper, but the characters aren't. They are like rough around the edges. They do have vices. They smoke and drink, and they're only in high school. And they're the way they dance up on each other, like all that. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But then everything else is almost like trying to make the 50s look,
Perfect.
yeah, getting that 50s nostalgia.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I was keeping that in mind while watching this. And I think they did a pretty good job at that though, because even it was mostly the characters, the kids or the students. Well, they're not really kids. We didn't even
None of
talk
them
about the
are.
age yet, but
We will.
that's actually what I wrote down. That's what I was writing down this time.
I have
I don't
their
know if
real
you did.
ages.
What happened?
I have their real ages.
Oh, okay, me too. And that's what I said. I knew you would write this down. I knew you looked this up already. I'm like, I know you did, but let me get it down just in case you didn't. But anyway, I think they have a good balance because I'm gonna make a comparison with Stranger Things. Stranger Things is the ultimate nostalgia for the '80s, and they make the '80s look perfect, like a wonderland.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I wish I can go back there. It's beautiful. Everything was so much better.
A simpler time.
And I think this was maybe like that for a lot of people. The '50s, as time goes on, we spoke about this not on the podcast, but I read online a few people were making the comparison of like 30 years is the gap. Like every 30 years, you go back and feel nostalgic for that time period. And then when Captain Marvel came out, that was in the 90s, and I thought that was going to be the renaissance of the 90s nostalgia. We did not get that.
No, because that movie wasn't super well received, but
No, it only made $1 billion, but yes, it wasn't.
we're on the cusp. I think we're on the
But
cusp of the 90s. Go on.
yeah, and it came out right on time to be the beginning of the 90s nostalgia era. But anyways, but I think Grease came out in the 70s. I forgot the exact year.
78?
78. So yeah, almost the 80s, and it's supposed to take place in the 50s. So I don't know who came up with this theory, but it's pretty good. It's a pretty good rule of thumb.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they did a little bit better than Stranger Things. Like I said, the characters are not all prim and perfect and stuff. They're actually pretty pretty rough characters.
They're all pretty sleazy, but it's really interesting how they're kind of likable. Like, even I find myself even liking Rizzo in this movie, and she's kind of the fishy girl and things like that. Just substitute
Oh, I
fish
didn't
for
think you
another
even
word.
the way you said it. For me, is like, oh, Rizzo's the best character
Wait, but
easily for me.
I know, like, just for she's that's the character she's supposed to play. Like, she's supposed to be this like hardened. She's the tough girl and things like that. But I found her really endearing. I think she's got a soft. She's a
He
softie on the
sounds like a
inside.
drag.
He sounds like a drag. There are worse things I could do. I
Some
actually
people are so touchy.
I actually really like her. And you know what? Kaneki is a little sleazy, but I also kind of like Kaneki.
Hmm,
I
maybe.
take it you don't.
You know, this is the thing. This is the thing. I don't really know how much I do and don't like most of these characters because even Danny's done some things where it's like, dude,
uh,
really?
I'm so hard on Danny. I do not like him. I don't like Danny at all. I think Sandy deserves better. And I'm not even saying like a somebody who's not a greaser. I'm just saying she deserves better. I don't even like Danny
A
for
better greaser?
yeah, a
She
better
deserves
greaser.
Kaneki?
She deserves somebody who's going to respect her. I don't know about Kaneki. I don't think Kaneki could live
She
up to
deserves
Sandy.
Sunny?
No, maybe what's his name? Doty, the one who's with. Well, but no, I like him with Frenchie.
Duty?
Frenchie and is his name Duty? I thought it was Doty.
I think it's Duty.
I was giving him the benefit of the doubt, not calling him Duty.
Okay. I'll call
But
him.
Frenchie and Duty are adorable.
She is good with Eugene.
Aw, Eugene.
Or what about the other guy with the brain in his muscles?
Aw, the himbo. What's his name?
What's his
Tom.
name?
Tom.
I thought it started with a J,
I
but
have
maybe
it
it
right
is
here.
Tom.
It's Tom.
All right, it's Tom. Wait, why are you saying it like, was it Tom? If you have it written down,
I was scrolling while I was saying that, and then I found it.
you
It's
scrolling.
Tom.
All right, so it's Tom for sure because you wrote it down.
I'm looking at the Wikipedia cast.
All
It's
right,
Tom.
I trust you, but you didn't sound like you were even sure of yourself.
Okay, I'm sure of myself now.
All right, Tom.
But yeah, Danny. Uh, Kaneki is a mix of himbo and sleazeball. So I give him a little bit of a pass because he doesn't have all the brains. But
What?
Danny, nah. Danny does so many things that are so wrong to Sandy.
You're giving Kaneki a pass because he's dumb?
Yeah, just a little bit. I said a
What?
little bit. A little bit.
No, no.
What's what what's a problematic Kaneki? What I'm trying to think of what he does wrong other than take Cha Cha to the dance.
Oh well, they're all playing the jealousy game. Like even Sandy does it, and that's why she gets with Tom. She doesn't care about Tom.
Whereas Danny is doing so many things that are just no.
I would say there was a lot of that going on, so I guess Kaneki is kind of off the hook for that
Exactly.
because
Just
even our pure Sandy did it as well.
exactly. That's a normal thing to do when you're a teenager. But if you start
Right.
marking up all the wrongdoing, Danny's exceeds everybody else's.
Oh, we're gonna do like a naughty and nice list here.
Their pros and cons.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask who's the best character and why is it Frenchie?
Oh, Frenchie's so sweet.
I love her. She's my favorite. She's my favorite character in Greece. I love her so much. I
I
even
like
love
Rizzo because she seems like the life of the party, you know. And it's like she's the coolest one. I feel like everybody wants to be around her.
I like Rizzo because she's real. I feel like she's always authentic, except maybe and when I mean authentic, she's always who she is. She's not afraid of like even the whole "you don't think I know what people are saying about me." Like she's very
Yeah,
unapologetically her, and I like that.
there's worse things she can do.
There are worse things I could do. I like her, but Frenchie is my girl. I love
Yeah,
Frenchie. I love the way she talks. I wish I could mimic that, where it's like she just speaks so high pitched in that cute accent, where she's like, "You gotta do all of this." It's just I don't know. I can't do it, but she's so cute. I
what
wish I
about Jan?
had like a guardian angel. Oh, brush up, brush up, brush up. I love Jan. Jan's cute.
Jan has the best faces. She has the best dances.
The best, yeah, expressions. I found out Jan, she was getting premature gray, which shout out girly, cause same.
Oh,
So to make her, so like they would dye her hair, but the problem is like her roots would grow in. So they got Crayola markers or crayons, I think, and they would color in her roots
with crayon, you could do that.
every day. Apparently you can. That's what I looked. I have 3 articles here that say the same thing because I didn't believe it at first either. But yeah, with crayon, you could color in. It just took time. They would color in her roots because she was getting
She had
premature
grays
gray.
grow in every day.
It's kind of like her roots because every what was it? In between filming and things like that and rehearsing, when she would go from one scene to like shoot the next, if it was like a week or two later, her hair grew and you could see the light grays in her roots when the lighting would hit her in the camera. So they had to rush her over to, hair and makeup, get the crayons out and start drawing.
So there's a limit to how old they want them to look. They're like, nah, gray hairs, nah.
That's where we draw the line.
Crow's feet, okay. 5 o'clock shadow,
Oh,
okay. No, I'm not saying her. I'm saying just like in general, everybody who's a
yeah,
student there.
yeah.
Some of them had crow's feet, some of them had wrinkles, you know.
When I was
Five
watching it
o'clock shadows.
When I was watching it with my mom, she was so brutal. She would point out all the girls' wrinkles and stuff like that.
Oh.
I'd be like, "Mom, you're ruining your own fantasy." And my mom's like, "I know what I'm watching."
So I guess we should knock that out. Get it out the way right now.
Yeah,
Get their
yeah.
real ages
While we're
out.
here.
Yeah. All right. I'll name the names and you tell me the age, okay?
Okay.
All right. So Danny, played by John Travolta, he's
Mhm.
supposed to be 18. How old is he?
23.
Sandy, played by Olivia Newton-John, she's supposed to be, well, the rest we don't know for sure. They only said Danny turned 18. The rest of them are supposed to be 17 or 18. We'll leave it
Mhm.
at that. So she, yeah, how old is she in this when she in this film?
28.
Rizzo, played by Stockard Channing. By
Mhm.
the way, I just learned a bunch of their names like
Oh, me too.
only yesterday. So if I say it wrong, sorry. How old is she in real life?
33. She's
Yeah.
33 and the oldest
The
of
oldest.
all the cast.
I would not have guessed that. I thought it would be Sunny
I thought it was gonna. Yeah, I thought it'd be Sunny. It was mine. Bet was either Sunny or Kaneki.
or Crater Face.
Oh, Crater Face is like 50 something, I bet.
All right. Kaneki, played by Jeff Conaway. How old was he?
26. He's my age. Wow.
Wow. But he looks like, well, is it rude to say he looked way older?
It's nice to me.
All right. Maudie, played by Dina
Body.
Manoff.
Machino.
How old is she?
21.
And she was the youngest, right?
No, the youngest is someone else. It's Putsy, who's
Oh
the
yeah.
blondie that gets with Jan.
Yeah. The one that knocks out Kaneki
Mm-hmm.
before the race.
He's 20.
Oh.
Oh wait. Okay, no. The youngest is actually the himbo, Tom. He's 19.
Oh, I wasn't even gonna include him. I was just looking at the T-Birds and the Pink Ladies.
Oh, okay. I had the list just because I wanted to see who was the youngest
So
cast
he was an
member.
actual teenager.
He's an actual teenager, yeah.
Wow.
He kind of looks it when I watched it back. I was like, you look pretty young.
So what about Sonny, played by Michael Tucci?
Sonny is the second oldest. He was 31.
He definitely looks the oldest in this movie, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
At
Definitely.
least 40 years old.
I would have gone 45. Yeah.
I said at least. I'll try to be nice.
I don't have to try. I think he was like 45, but not.
Okay.
He was 31.
I was shocked. I thought he would. I mean, and then Rizzo being the oldest.
I was shocked when I saw him. I never really got a good look at him whenever I watched the movie in my periodic viewings, and I looked at him now when we watched it the other day. I was like, "Whoa! How did he get greenlit?" They're like, "Yeah, you can play a teenager."
Yeah, you can play a teenager, but yeah, what's her name? Jamie Donnelly. Yeah, we got to color in your hair.
Yeah,
Wait
yeah.
till
Well, this dude's got a 5 o'clock shadow, and his hairline is already receding, bruh.
they're like, no, no, you're good. Like, oh, I was gonna shave. No, no, you're good.
You're all right. You're good to
Yeah,
go to
yeah.
set. And he's like, okay. They said
Okay.
I was fine. Meanwhile, cut to Jamie coloring in her hair. She's like, oh, brush up, brush up,
All right, I
brush
think
up.
let's knock out a few more of the main ones. Frenchie by
Frenchie.
Didi Khan.
Yep. Didi Khan was 25.
I think she could pull off high
She
schooler.
she was believable.
I thought she was the youngest. I thought she was gonna be the youngest.
Yep, same here. I thought either her or Marty, Rizzo's best friend. I
Oh
thought
yeah,
either one of them was going to be the youngest.
and then you already said Didi Barry Pearl. Did you say him?
Who? Oh, Barry Pearl, Duty.
Yeah.
I thought you said Dee Dee, and I was like, hold up, I just said her, but no, Duty is 27.
Yeah. And then Jan, we finally made it to Jan.
Jan,
Jamie Donnelly,
she's 30.
30. Still pretty young to have Grays coming in.
I mean, I have grays.
You want to speak on this or
Tony, this is a real issue affecting people. Premature grays is
mm.
terrible. We need some kind of vitamin. Congress needs to move on
But what do you say?
premature gray hair.
Do you say fix it or flaunt it?
Fix it. I hate my premature grays.
You don't want to rock the what's her name?
Rogue.
Yeah, the rogue look.
I've been told that. Like, hey, you should just flaunt it. Go do the rogue look. This is one of my insecurities. I hate my grays. I wish I had all one color of hair and not these. And the worst part is that they're always like in my bangs and things like that. And I hate my premature gray hair. So I get this struggle, Jamie. I get it.
At one point, you're just gonna have to accept it all.
At one point, I've already told myself that when I turn maybe like 40, I'm just going to go all gray. I'm just going to dye my hair gray. And just,
Diet?
yeah, I'm just going to accept it. Just
Wow.
all or nothing. That's what I want.
My aunt accepted it at like 60. Now she's all gray.
I'm pulling that down. Not at 60. At 40, I'm just going to do it.
I say do it now. You'd be rocking all white hair.
No, right
It'd be
now
so cool.
I got like 10% gray. And that's to me that's still too much, but the 90% black
No,
is
oh wait, yeah, yeah.
overpowering.
Not all white, but I'll say a salt and pepper.
Nah, I don't like my salt and pepper right now. Nah, I'm not
Okay.
digging it.
All right.
I do have like the list though of like who's oldest to youngest. So I'll just stick into the T-Birds and the Pink Ladies. The oldest is Rizzo. Then we go to Sunny and then Jan. And then we get to Sandy, Duty, Kaniki, Frenchie, Danny, Marty, and Putsy.
Marty.
Marty.
Did you get Crater Face and Cha Cha?
I got Cha Cha. I did not get Creator Face. I actually couldn't find him, his age.
I saw on
Uh,
I forgot the website,
If I
but
do
I
the
saw that he was 30.
math. Yeah, let
Dennis
me.
Stewart was 30.
Yeah, that makes sense. Cha Cha is 29. I'm the best dancer at St. Bernadette's. Yeah, with the worst reputation.
So what do you think is the reasoning behind casting much older people?
I know Roger Ebert, when he was reviewing this movie, had a big issue with that. He was like, why couldn't they just cast younger people? Although I saw a good reasoning, and it's because this movie is so vulgar, you would not want to see actual teenagers singing and talking about whatever is going on in this movie.
I think we're there already.
But this is in the 70s. Let's try to give
Okay.
uh some goodwill here.
My theory is that they didn't really care and they were just going for the best actors that they wanted for the role.
I believe that more. Yeah. I think that's a lot more
Because they
believable.
got some people that were kind of young.
I was looking and yeah, they did get some people that were kind of young. And when I looked at the ladies who were intended to play Sandy before they got Olivia Newton-John, their ages are all over the place. And some of them are a lot younger than Olivia Newton-John. And whenever they had a lot of actresses come in and test for the role, so they like sang with John Travolta, or they would do some of the sets where they would sing like "Hopelessly Devoted to You" or something like that. And none of them really hit the mark that the director wanted until Olivia Newton-John came along, and then the director was like, "That's her. That's who we want."
Perfection.
Exactly. But some of these are pretty interesting. One in particular for me is like, whoa, imagine the multiverse, the other alternate timeline if this person played Sandy. And that's Carrie Fisher.
Whoa.
She actually was one of the actresses that they brought in to like test with John Travolta and that they shot a couple of scenes with. But that was
This
the
was
one.
after Star Wars.
This is a year after Star Wars, yeah.
Yeah.
So she's already a big name. Star Wars has made her what she is. And
Well, they probably didn't know, because they're probably working like a year or two out, casting and writing and all that. And this is probably during the wrap up of Star Wars, or like about to release, and they didn't even realize how big of a actress she was gonna be.
I think Star Wars had just released. Like she's making waves. It hasn't really hit because I'm thinking about it from the time span, and they knew that Star Wars was coming out and it was already making its rounds in a way. And then because there's two reasons why Carrie Fisher didn't really get the role as Sandy. One was because the director felt like something was off, like he didn't feel that star power kind of thing that he wanted. And then Carrie Fisher is not. He wanted a singer. That's the thing, to play Sandy, and Carrie Fisher is not a singer. She's an actress. And George Lucas was also calling him and being like, "Hey, are you gonna book Carrie Fisher because we're gonna start filming Empire Strikes Back?" And I want to know if you're going to book her because
Just
then,
leaked the name of the sequel
well,
to.
he was saying we're going to film the sequel to
Yeah.
Star Wars. I'm saying Empire for this conversation. But
We're gonna film Star Wars 3.
we're
I
going
mean
to
2.
film Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back,
Or
which,
what do you call it? 5.
I think he would call it the sequel to Star Wars.
Okay.
He was like, because we're gonna start filming the next Star Wars movie, and I want to know if I need to change shooting dates around her. And then the director was like, "No, go ahead. We're not going to book her after all. You can, she's all yours." And that was when he decided, no, like not Carrie Fisher, but like the other one is like Linda Ronstadt. She's a pretty prominent singer. Marie Osmond, she's the sister in like the Osmond family. That's like Donny Osmond. He played
Oh.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of any notable role you would know him from, but like my mom loves him. Big boomer heartthrob is Donny Osmond, and Marie Osmond is his sister. They did like a show called Donny and Marie, so she was pretty big at the time. And I think if she got the role of Sandy, that would have also been like a wow actress. But she is devout Mormon and didn't like that Sandy gave up this like good girl style to be this bad girl. She thought that was a bad influence and turned down the role.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah, very. So then they got Olivia Newton John, and I was looking, they didn't even plan for her to dance, but she would see the cast practice dancing and thought it was so fun. She would join them on their practice rehearsals and got the hang of the dances. And then the director was like, "Oh, okay, we'll write you in. Like you can be part of the dances too."
Ah, you see, that's so interesting because I wanted to bring that up. This whole thing we're talking about right here. You've mentioned it before we saw the movie again, but the whole transformation of girl boss Sandy and leading up to that. I want to know, why did she do it? Because I don't think Danny even wanted her to change necessarily. And I don't think she had to change at all, really, because I think they were setting her up to be a little bit more timid and a little bit more shy. But she didn't really come across that way, especially because, she was very forward with how she felt about Danny. especially in the scene where they're on the track and field, and he's like, "Oh, are you gonna go with him to the dance or whatever?" And she's like, "Well, that depends on you." She's like, "You ask me out, and I'm waiting on you." And she's just very forward. She's not very introverted. And yeah, the fact that she dances, like she's up to go to these dance, I would expect her to be like, "No, Danny, no, that's not really my thing," sitting off to the side or something. But she's just like all about it. She's super cool and fun. And I never got the impression that Danny wanted her to change and be like a greaser or something. So I don't really know where that came from.
Yeah, I think I've always told you, and I've even told my mom, like my biggest issue with Grease is that she changes and he really doesn't. Even though, yeah, he shows up with the Letterman later at the end. I did find out in the musical because what gets me is that he throws away his Letterman, and I'm like, no, 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 you commit to the change too, Danny. But that was just John Travolta being extra. Because in the musical, Danny doesn't throw away the Letterman. He dances
Oh,
with the
dang.
yeah. Keeps the Letterman on to like show that the two of them have changed for each other.
He even takes it off in Grease Live.
He does because that's a
But that was
John.
a good choice.
Yeah, because that Letterman wasn't looking too hot in Grease
Uh-uh.
Live. Nah,
Uh-uh.
I didn't like it. But in the musical, they're supposed to both have changed and things like that. And you're right. I don't think Danny wanted her to change because he even like said like, Sandy means more to me and I want to be like somebody that, she wants. And then Sandy, I was looking at the lyrics for her Sandra D reprise. She sings it at the race at the track
Yeah.
at the what's it, Thunderbolt Road. And she when she's singing, she has these lyrics saying like, there's something more than what they see. And she says, wholesome and pure, but oh so scared and unsure. And then she calls herself a poor man's Sandra D. And so some people have taken that, and I think I myself can interpret that as saying she's not happy with how people are seeing her. Like she's not just the way you were saying, like she's not just this rigid kind of upclass girl. She does like to dance and be truthful and be herself, and she likes being out there and outgoing. And so then like the second part of her song is like, Sandy, you must start anew. Don't you know what you must do? You got to hold your head high, take a breath and sigh, and say goodbye to Sandra D, which is that whole image that people have of her, and just kind of embrace this greaser lifestyle. And I think even though it's a short reprise song, it is enough to kind of tell us as an audience that she's been thinking of changing, not just for Danny, but also for herself. And that helps me at least a little bit more come to terms with her changing. Because before I had always just written it off as like, oh, she's changing just to please him. I don't like that. But now looking at this, it's like, okay, she's been thinking about it, putting thought into it.
Yeah, I'll at least give Danny credit for that. Like,
That
sure, he was trying to cop a feel on her, and sure, he danced with Cha Cha instead of her.
And sure,
But
he lied about their summer loving, and sure, he
and
said
sure,
that
he
she was
lied about
kind of,
knowing her.
and sure, he lied about being Cha Cha's
Yeah, that's my
ex.
name. Don't wear it out. Just rocking and rolling, baby.
Ugh,
But I never got the impression that he didn't love her for who she was.
yeah,
That's the
that's
one
his
thing that I'll
his
give him.
one pro
Yeah,
is that he loves
and his
Sandy.
hair,
Eh,
and his dancing,
his blue eyes.
and his chin, and that smile.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and then the song I didn't I forgot to consider the song. But yeah, and you're mentioning it now, but yeah, Danny takes off the Letterman, and then Sandy is still in her girl boss outfit, but I think those outfits don't mean anything. Like they're still themselves to me.
yeah,
Outside of when Sandy she's smoking a cigarette and then puts it out and then she's like, "Tell me about it, stud." But then outside of that, they're just singing like themselves. They're acting like themselves again to me.
yeah. They're not acting or talking any different, except the whole "tell me about it" stud. But that's just
Yeah.
more of her making an entrance.
And that was an entrance.
That was quite the entrance.
Yeah. I
I
like how
have
Marty's telling her like put it out, like flick it
yes,
down on him.
yes.
I like that.
I love that. She's got friends. I love it so much. I love the Pink Ladies. I think the Pink Ladies are my favorite aspect of this film. I can see why. they're a good Halloween costume.
Yeah, in like the 80s.
Yeah, yeah. Sure. Okay, whatever.
Now it's
The 80s. Now we dress like 80s.
no, now we dress like Harley Quinn
Oh yeah. Oh
and the
yeah.
fantabulous emancipation of one
Bir-
Harley Quinn.
Birds of prey.
Birds of Prey and the fantabulous emancipation of one.
We're not talking about that movie this week or any week, at least in the meantime.
You've seen it, right?
I have not seen it.
Oh, okay, me neither.
Maybe someday.
But Harley Quinn is definitely the Halloween costume now.
Harley Quinn. Who's it for guys? What's the go-to?
For guys, oh Thanos.
Let's be real here.
All right, Iron Man.
Yeah, I think it is Iron Man.
No, no, for real, it's probably well, Endgame Thor, because that's an easy one. But
Is it? Oh, oh.
no.
I just got it.
Is it? Yeah, of course, yes.
Most pop.
No, I'll say Joker.
You might be right. Or
Yeah.
like a clown.
Deadpool. Deadpool.
Most popular guy Halloween costume. I'm getting a lot of Superman just wearing the shirt and then being like,
Oh, please. It's Deadpool.
I think it's Superman. I think it's Clark Kent. I think it's Clark Kent and Joker.
So just wearing glasses.
Yeah, yeah. That's the lazy one. And then the real one is like Joker.
I'll do lazy style. What's the most popular girl costume?
It's Harley Quinn.
Oh, yeah. Right on the money.
Right on the money.
If you go to any Comic Con, you'll see at least 100 Deadpools. That's the thing.
If you go to any Comic Con, you'll see at least 100 Harley Quinns,
Perfectly balanced.
as all things should be.
Let's move on.
I have a theory. Well, first of
Okay.
all, I want to present to you. There are two theories. One I think has no weight, and one I do want to talk about a little bit more.
Oh, okay.
One of them that has no weight is when I was doing my kind of research for this film, I ran into that theory. I've heard it before, but
Say it. I know what it is. Say
yeah,
it.
it's that theory that Sandy and Danny are dead, and that this movie is really them. I don't know, like a dream or heaven or
Yes.
whatever.
Yeah. This was the first one of those that I've heard. Like around the time that people made up these movie theories,
Mm-hmm.
this was the most popular one, the dream theory that it was all a dream. So if you ever see someone waking up from their bed or something, that would be enough reason for them to say, "Oh, they woke up from a dream. Everything that happened was a dream." So
Yeah,
them flying away in a car is completely meaningless. It's just like a style, it's just like a cool thing in the movie. But yeah, I guess people interpret it like, "Oh, they were actually dead and they're going back to heaven or something," and none of that actually happened.
yeah, yeah. Like or like they had unfinished business on Earth, like things they never got to do. So this is like their dream, or this is
Andy never got
their
to be a pink lady, so she went back.
she never got to say, "Tell me about it, stud," and put out the cigarette
Daddy never got to say,
or get
"Don't
bullied.
make me laugh." Ha ha ha
He says it's so
ha.
dumb. He's like, huh, huh, huh.
No, he says it more fake. He's like, ha 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 ha. But yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I wrote it down. I'm like, I wonder if you've heard of that because that's the first time I ever heard that theory, and it became so dumb so quickly of people just saying it never happened. It was all a dream
I
for
saw that.
multiple movies.
Yeah, yeah. I saw that theory for this movie, and I even tried to dig into it to see, just to entertain it, like, is there any credence to this theory? And no, like, there's no where you could see the director, talk about the afterlife or things like that. Like, there's no credence to that theory in this film.
What's the other one? That's the only one I knew of.
This is a theory that's not like as if it's a fake theory, but and this one has a lot of credence. And it's that Rizzo is Danny's ex and wants him back.
Oh, I always assumed that. I not the want him back part, but yeah, I think I told you while we were watching it. Like I think they have a history of going out. It seems a little, yeah, like out there. Like it seems like there was history between them. Yeah.
And I kind of wrote it off when you said that as just like, oh no, it's just because like I thought it was because he's the guy she couldn't get. So that was why she's after him, or even just to kind of spite Sandy. But when I watched it again on my own, I started seeing it. I started seeing it.
You could
Especially
tell the way they talk to each other.
and there's a scene right before Summer Lovin', Jan looks at Rizzo and says, like, "Did you guys get a look at Zuko this morning? Looking pretty good this year, right, Riz?" And she lifts up her glasses, and it's the heart glasses. And
Oh,
Rizzo tells her something like, "I didn't notice." Like, she's trying to blow it
lay
off.
it off.
Yeah. But when what was it? When Sandy finishes that Summer Lovin', Rizzo is like, you can tell that she's not just taken aback, but she's also hurt that the person that Sandy was describing was Danny. And then that whenever she goes out with Kaneki, it's because, she first, you know, prop it's at the sleepover, and it's right after Sandy starts talking to them about Danny and how she's like done with him or whatever. And then Rizzo leaves, she goes out through the window, and she goes and she kind of propositions to Danny, and then Danny's like, "No thanks, I don't want sloppy seconds." And then she looks hurt at that again, but this time goes with Kaneki as a way to like get him back.
Hmm. You're pretty sold on that part that she's still having feelings for him.
I think so. But then after
Okay.
she goes with Kaneki, I think she starts
She
getting
moves on.
she moves on and she goes with Kaneki.
Okay, I can see that. See, I didn't make that connection, but now it's starting to make sense.
I was also told repeatedly that Rizzo, when she says she's pregnant, it's not Kaneki's, and I think it is. In the
Well, she
music,
never was pregnant, right?
she know, but like even like when she thinks she is, she tells Kaneki like, "Don't worry, it's not yours."
Oh yeah, yeah. I take that as she was definitely lying just to get him off her back.
My mom didn't.
Really?
My mom was fully convinced that she was pregnant with somebody else's kid, or like she believed she was pregnant with somebody else's kid. And so I was like, "Oh snap! I don't know. I just believed her." But when I looked at the musical and the plot for the musical goes out of its way to kind of say that, and it's Sandy is the one who talks to Rizzo and kind of discovers that it actually might be Kaneki's baby, but she just doesn't want to ruin Kaneki's life.
Oh dang.
So they go a little bit more with confirmation, but the movie keeps it really under wraps.
The way that I took it is that she's just like, "Oh, I don't want to talk about this right now. It's not yours." But later she'll say, they'll work it out. She'll be like, "Yeah, it's yours. Let's go through with this." If it was a real pregnancy, but I think she made it pretty obvious. Like, I don't want to talk about this right now. It's not even yours. Don't worry about it.
I I I'm kind of sold on how she didn't want to ruin his life, or she didn't want to drag him into or forcing him to be with her just because there might be a baby.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. But did it come across that way in the movie, or just because you saw the play, how they did in the play?
In the movie, no, at first, and I didn't. There's a window of this because when I first saw it with you, I think what was it Monday? I didn't know that, and so I believed kind of this whole inkling where she's saying like, "Don't worry, it's not yours." That somewhere off screen she got with somebody else, and it might be that other person's. And so I kind of bought into that. But now that I know the context, I see it.
You see that she did it to not ruin his life.
Yeah, yeah.
What gives you that? Like, what are the tells of that for the movie?
Well, for the most part, it's that she's pretty. It's what happens before and after because, well, first of all, she's trying to get him jealous of the dance. It's just pretty clear that after they go out, she's pretty dedicated to Kaneki. She's wearing his jacket at the ice cream parlor. Like, she's happy being his girlfriend. And for her to get pregnant, I think that she doesn't want to shackle him to her. Because I think a part of what Rizzo is she doesn't want to force anyone to be with her. And that's just I feel like that's just part of her character. Where it's like, oh great, I don't want him to think that he's obligated to me. I don't want somebody to be forced to be with me. Like that's the last thing I want. So that's why she lies and tells him, don't worry, it's not your mistake.
Hmm. I didn't really see that, but if that's the actual intention, I could believe it. I feel like she is pretty mature for her age, not her actual age. in the movie. But I feel
It
like
the
she would
character
think of,
Rizzo.
yeah, I think she would actually think that way.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't like her character at first, but after finishing the movie, just after one viewing, I was like, yeah, she's pretty cool.
I think she's just very entertaining.
Mhm. But Frenchie is best girl.
Sorry, Sandy.
Sorry, Sandy. This is Frenchie. I love Frenchie. You know what's pretty funny though? Do you know the name of the? I know the name, but do you remember the? What's her name? Like the vice president or the student council president or whatever? Patty Simcox.
Okay, yeah.
She's the one that's always like, "Hi, welcome to Rydell High," kind of gal.
Yeah.
Well, Dee Dee Khan, who played Frenchie, said that the cast basically became like family. They would all hang out. That the girls, when they filmed Sandra D, actually had like a sleepover that night. So they were already in the mood. Like they were doing pillow fights, they were painting each other's nails, IRL kind of thing. And then, and that it was after the shoot for Sandra D, like they all became friends and they would all hang out except the girl who played Patty Simcox. And Stalker Channing in an interview said, like, oh, I can't remember her name. Oh, Susan Buckner. I see it right here. Who played Patty Simcox. They were like, oh, she wasn't acting. Like, whenever she's playing Patty Simcox, that's what she is in real life. Very preppy, very in everybody's business, always wanting to be like the
Oh.
organizer, the leader kind of thing. And because of that, she's Stalker Channing said nobody on set liked her. And
Ah.
Dee Khan, who played Frenchie, went a step further and said, "Oh yeah, we all ignored her and we would make fun of her when she wasn't around."
Oh my god.
The only one uh, that didn't do that was Jeff Conaway. This kind of segues into my next topic. Who played Kaneki, the guy? He admits that he had an on-set fling with her.
What?
Yeah. But I think he was going around with a lot of the girls on set because the hickey from Kaneki, it's like a
Yeah.
Hallmark card. Those are real
Those
and
are real hickeys.
given to Stockard from Jeff Conaway.
Wow. No makeup needed.
No makeup needed. Those were real.
Oh my gosh.
So I think he was a little bit of a manho.
This is based on true events. This movie, right?
You know what's also kind of interesting is Jeff Conaway in an interview he admitted that when he met Olivia Newton-John, he had a huge crush on her, and
Of course.
anytime he was in front of her, he would stammer. And he says that if you look closely enough, a lot of times when they're filming, he can't make eye contact with her because he would get too like nervous.
Wow.
But she never really connected with him. He always felt that her and John Travolta would kind of start a thing because he said they had a lot of good on-set chemistry, but they never started a thing either. However, John Conaway got introduced to Olivia Newton-John's sister at a cast party, and that's who he ended up marrying.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Look how that worked out.
right? It's interesting how the world works.
I want to rewind to Patty.
Oh, Simcox? Uh huh.
I forgot about her, but I liked her a lot. I think it's kind of sad hearing what you just told me.
It is a little sad. Like, oh, I mean, I've never been in the shoes of being the person who is the one that's like, "Hey, everybody!" Yeah, I'm not that kind of personality, but I do know what it is to be excluded in something like that. And man, it sucks. It hurts.
I have a strange comparison to make.
Okay.
So Patty, she's not very self-aware. She's that kind of person, right? She's coming in. She's like, "I'm the new president of the class." Blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
Can you? Oh, I'm so rude for not introducing myself. Like she's just so energetic and so like in your face, right? But she's not doing it on purpose or to be annoying. She's just naturally like that.
Yeah.
And then you see Rizzo like, "Oh hey, yeah, yeah, we'll be there. Oh yeah, tell me more." Like she's just being so sarcastic and like doesn't really care. I saw that moment as Dwight and Jim. Have you read like how people are like there's like anti Jim people?
What?
Yeah.
No way.
Have you seen any of that?
No, I haven't.
So there is a large group of people, probably not the majority, I wouldn't think, that do not like Jim because he's like so for many reasons. They include many reasons of like how he's like a slacker. And he doesn't care about his job, but mostly because of how he treats the coworkers in the office and how he treats Dwight and how he comes across as like he's better than everyone there, like he's smarter than everyone there, and he's just like too good to be a part of like what they're doing and stuff. That's the whole idea. And I'm not an anti Jim guy. I like Jim,
Yeah,
but
same.
it did get in my mind. Like now, when I rewatch scenes from The Office, I'm like, I get it. It's like he thinks he's too good for like Dwight's jokes or whatever, and like he seems like he's above it, and it's kind of like a party pooper attitude, So now going back to Greece, I kind of saw that comparison right there. Like Patty, she's very fun. She's welcoming Sandy. She's a new student to the school. She's so excited, and then like they're already pranking her. They're making her sit on an apple and things like that. And then Rizzo's just like, yeah, sure, whatever. Oh yeah, yeah. Tell me more about that. Like I don't remember the exact lines, but she obviously doesn't care. And those kind of people, like Patty, I'm like, I don't know, I really feel for them. I'm like, they're very genuine. Even if they come across annoying, they're not doing it on purpose. They're just very themselves, and they're not hiding that. And I really like that. And then yeah, Rizzo in that moment, I still love Rizzo, but in that moment it's like, yeah, you're like blocking all this. You're blocking all the energy and you don't care. You don't care for her. I'm like, And then now to hear like they were actually not liking her on set, that kind of sucked.
Yeah, that's really sad. Because I do feel like it is kind of just a lack of awareness on that person's part, whether it be like Dwight or the Dwight person who's really into it, or the Patty Simcox person that's just they just want to do their best. And sometimes, that can come across as maybe too try hardy to people, but I don't think that's anything for them to be put down for. So it is really sad that somebody like Patty Simcox or Susan Buckner was treated like that on set. But what was really funny is when I was watching the movie, my mom was like, we had a Patty Simcox at school and we all made jokes about her. And I was like, you're part of the problem.
We always put apples underneath her chair.
I was like, oh my God, it's just that type of person, I guess. They're just kind of easy to pick on. Poor things.
Man, that sucks. Shout out to all the Patties out there
Shout
and
out to
Dwights.
all the Patty Simcoxes and
All
the
the
Dwight.
Patties and Eugenes out there.
And yeah, and Eugene's and Dwight Schrutes.
Man, those are my people. I stick by them. Those are my people right there.
Bears beats Battlestar Galactica.
Bears do not eat beets.
But do they watch
Let's move
Battlestar
on.
Galactica? You said you had questions. Have you gone through your list of questions?
We were kind of answering them naturally, which I'm happy about.
That's pretty
But
cool. Love when that
yeah,
happens.
yeah. One of the questions I had was like, do you even ship Sandy and Danny? Because I don't think they're a very good match.
I don't either. I ship. What's funny is I like the background relationships more than the main relationship. I love Frenchie and Duty. I love Rizzo and Kaneki. I even like Jan and Putsy. They're so cute. Marty and Sunny are the only ones that are kind of like forced.
Sure.
And it's more of like Sunny is pining after Marty throughout the whole movie, and Marty is very much her own woman. She's even like she's the one writing to a Marine and trying to.
Oh yeah, spraying her perfume on it.
Mm-hmm. So I'm not convinced on them, but I love the others. I love the other relationships in this film. Sandy and Danny, not so much.
I feel like the majority of them could do better. If I'm being honest.
The majority of them? What do you mean?
Yeah, the majority of the characters. Yeah, I feel like you can do better.
You think that Rizzo could do better than Kaneki?
Yeah,
Is that the majority?
both ways. No, like a lot of them, all of them you mentioned.
I think Frenchie and Duty are perfect. He's the one that was they were
Maybe.
dancing and she was like, "Hey, wait." He's like, "I'm trying to count."
Oh yeah, yeah, that was a good pair. That was a
They're
good
so
pair.
cute. He's like, "You're
Yeah,
like a beautiful pineapple."
those are some of the scenes that on the rewatch, knowing that it's supposed to be a parody, that if it makes sense. And there's a lot of scenes like that where it's like, yeah, I'm trying to count here. It's just like parody funny, like that kind
Yeah.
of humor. But yeah, then I want to bring up the plot. Really,
Ah,
I feel like
yes,
it's a little
the plot.
loose.
We haven't spoken about the plot.
The plot in general, because in general, I feel like it doesn't have a main driving force.
It really goes through a lot of, and when I say twists and turns, I don't mean like the general what a twist, but I mean we're really going down a winding path on this movie. You know, it takes a lot of stops, and we like the movie will stop and like look into Frenchie and how she's like dropped out of high school or whatever, and then the movie will like stop and it'll go to the race. You know,
Yeah, yes,
it,
that's
it
exactly what I'm thinking.
it's very much like we're not following. We don't have
Even
a
the dance. What's the
yeah.
point of the dance? As fun as it is, but what's the point of the dance?
But you know, it is kind of neat because the whole purpose of this is we're following the senior year of these students. And it starts with them going back to school and it ends with graduation.
Right.
So maybe just when you're going down that winding road, you're like, okay, we're taking a lot of turns here. But once you get to the end and you look back, you're like, all right, that was pretty good.
Frenchie's story kind of lost me. I didn't catch on when she dropped out of high school and then when she went to beauty school and then when she went back to high school.
So this is one of the plots that the musical expanded on and the movie kind of just butchered and just I think they just wanted to keep in beauty school dropout because the musical explains that she's actually failing school. She's going to flunk out
High school or beauty school?
high school. So
Because the song is all about her failing beauty school as well.
so yeah, yeah. So sorry, Frenchie. The reason she drops out of high school is because she's actually going to flunk out of high school. So she drops out of high school, she goes into beauty school, and then she flunks out of beauty school as well. And then that's where beauty school dropout comes
Okay.
out. And then it's like go back to high school. And then in the musical, she goes and gets like extra text like testing and tutoring to where she'll barely pass to make it out of high school.
Oh yeah, they completely skipped all of that.
Exactly. But that's just like these are things that have to be cut out for brevity's sake with a film. But the musical was a little bit more explanatory.
Okay. Because I thought I missed it. I thought I messed up.
Another thing too that I think there's like a whole moving around in the plot when it comes to the cha-cha dance and the race thing because apparently those two are connected. In the musical originally, Danny and Sandy fight. Like they get into a fight and they both take separate dates to the prom. So Sandy goes with Tom and Danny goes with Cha-Cha. And Danny wins that whole dance competition with Cha Cha at or not. I'm sorry, that's not the prom, but it's the dance, the national. Is it the prom? I don't know,
Not
but
the prom. I
the
think it's just
school
a dance.
dance.
Yeah.
But so he takes Cha Cha, Sandy takes Tom, and then Danny wins the competition with Cha Cha. So Crater Face finds out that Danny took Cha Cha to the dance because Crater Face and Cha Cha had also gotten into a fight or whatever in the musical. And that's when he challenges Danny to a race. And they use Kanicki's car, Grease Lightning. So that's how that plot all works together. But in the movie, they really just kind of create this rivalry between Kanicki and Crater Face. And then they have Kanicki take Cha Cha to the dance. So there's a reason for that. Like they really rearrange the plot in the movie to make it more windy.
See, when you're revealing more of this information from the play, it makes more sense. Because when I was watching the movie, I felt like it was just scenes happening, not connected to each other.
Yeah.
Like the dance happens, and sure, that's fun, but why? And then the race happens, yeah, that's fun, but why? Like, okay, and it's how you explain. I guess we're supposed to take it as these are moments in the life of seniors who are about to graduate. All right, but it makes a lot more sense how you're explaining it.
when everything is more connected and
Yeah,
they
that's what
have
I would have
time
liked.
to give actions and consequences kind of thing.
Yeah,
One day we have to find like a way to see the musical, the Broadway musical.
right?
Maybe everything will make sense.
Is it even something you could watch still?
I don't know. Probably not, but who knows? Maybe one day it'll be filmed like Hamilton.
Oh yeah. Wait for it on Disney Plus after Disney buys Paramount.
Oh,
Even though
one
I'm
day.
pretty sure they're unrelated to the play, but anyway. But yeah, that's what I felt about the plot. I was like, it's very loose. I don't really know how they connect to each other, but
Yellows?
it was a fun ride.
Yeah, I think it was. What's interesting is that this movie was the number 3 highest movie of all time when it came out. I believe number 1 was Star Wars.
Ooh,
What was number 2? I had it written here and I'm lost in my notes.
the holiday special, of course.
Nah,
Okay,
probably not. Lost in the sauce here. But what I do have is that as of 2020, this is on the top 10 musicals. But I only have the top 8 right now because that's all I wrote down.
really?
But in April 2020, there was a list of the top rated box office musicals of all time.
Sound of Music.
Number 1, strangely enough, this is just top rated, and this is top rated box office
Oh,
musical. So,
rated.
yeah, so that's the thing. But number 1 is The Lion King 2019, which I'm like, Number 2 is Mamma Mia. Number 3 is Aladdin, the remake. The live
What?
action. Yeah, these are top rated. Like they're giving them good reviews. That's the thing. Number 4 is Beauty and the Beast. Number 5 is La La Land. Number 6, and this is where it is. Number 6 is Greatest Showman, and I'm like, because I know it didn't get good critic reviews. It got good viewer reviews.
Yeah,
Number 7 is Mary Poppins Returns, and number 8 is Grease.
that's an interesting list and very incorrect.
Yeah, I want to find like a highest grossing musical. I want to see where the money speaks.
That's
Highest
the Sound of
grossing
Music.
musicals. I want a list because I'm pretty sure, yeah, Sound of Music has got to be number 1 when you adjust it for inflation and
Yeah,
all
because the
that.
ratings according to who?
I think it's like Rotten Tomatoes or something.
uh,
Oh snap! Well, okay, this is just adjusting for inflation. I have it without adjusting for inflation.
okay.
This is without adjusting for inflation. Number 1 is The Lion King live action because it made $1.6 billion in the
Are you
box office.
serious?
It broke a bill. In fact, the top 3 are Disney live action remakes. It's
1.6? Yeah,
one
definitely broke a bill.
Lion King is number 1. Number 2 is Beauty and the Beast live action. It's 1.3 billion.
What?
Aladdin live action is 1 billion.
Aladdin.
Mhm. And then number
You remember
4,
that part in You Got a Friend in Me? Where he has to say his name, I like the way he says it. Aladdin.
Aladdin.
You remember what part he has to say it in?
I don't know.
All right, never mind. I just love the way he always like no emotion. Aladdin.
Aladdin. He was in the green screen room with all that blue paint, just having to say it to a wall. Number 4 is Bohemian Rhapsody. Interesting. Number 5, Mamma Mia. Here I go again. Number 6 is La La Land. I'm seeing it up here, but I never hear any buzz around La La Land. Maybe it's just because I don't run in the musical circle as much.
La La Land was a very Oscar.
Bait.
I was gonna say bait, but I'm like, is it though? It takes place in Hollywood and California, and and making it in Hollywood. So yeah, I guess it is a little Oscar baity. So yeah,
I
I
believe
only
it.
saw about half of it, so I'm not
I
done with it
I
yet.
own it on DVD, but I've never seen it.
I'll watch it. I was liking it.
I need to see it one day. Number 7 is Les Miserables.
Number
Uh,
8 better be Greatest Showman.
Number 8 is Greatest Showman.
At least top 10. Jeez,
At least
at least.
438 million in Greatest Showman. Wow.
It
They're
deserves
the
10 times that.
they're the same songwriters that do La La Land, so that does give us another push to
Oh, that's
do La La
that's
Land.
funny.
Yeah. Number 9, A Star Is Born.
Oh,
434 million. And number 10, Greece,
ooh,
392 million.
not adjusted for inflation.
This is also adding in the re-release in theaters in 1998.
Oh, okay. Is that cheating?
Maybe, but we'll give it a pass.
When Avatar did it, it was cheating. I'll tell you that.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, they could have
Absolutely.
just take second place.
Yeah. What's
You
going on
know,
there, James?
and you got a sequel on the way. You couldn't just wait for your sequel to take first. What's up with that? Anyway, conversation for another day.
That's top 10. I think the list goes all the way to 17. Do you want to hear just the rest in a rapid fire?
Oh yeah, say the rest of the musicals. Yeah, yeah.
11, Mamma Mia 2. 12, Mary Poppins Returns. 13, Enchanted. 14, Chicago. 15, Pitch Perfect 2.
Oh, nice,
16, Sound of Music. 17, Saturday Night Fever. John
nice.
Travolta.
You know, I just had another weird realization again. I didn't even consider Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast to be
Musicals?
musicals. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I didn't even factor
What
them
was the
into
first one?
my Lion King,
Oh,
number
okay.
1. Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin,
I
Lion
just had a
King.
Camp Rock moment. Except Camp Rock is actually a musical.
It is. I did find the the other movie. So, number 1 for the highest grossing movie was Jaws, and then it was Star Wars, and then it was Grease
Oh, all right. In 78.
in 78.
Okay. Jaws. Wait,
Jaws.
Jaws and
Jaws.
then Star Wars and then
Yeah,
Grease.
yeah.
Dang. Hey, that's pretty good.
Pretty good Jaws.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Oh, you just reminded me. You know how they have that tradition of congratulating each other if they get number one? Well, I don't think Jaws was ever number one of all time, highest grossing. But you know what I'm talking about? How they send like the directors or whoever send each other like a drawing congratulating the team on their movie being the number one highest grossing movie of all time.
Uh-huh.
I think Jaws was a part of that, right?
I don't remember.
All right, we'll check it out after this. It's
That's
actually
fair.
pretty cool. But did you see like the Endgame and Avatar ones?
Yeah, I even think I
Okay,
saw the Star Wars one when
the Star
Force
Wars
Awakens.
and
Was it Titanic? No,
uh,
Avatar.
it's a mix of stuff.
I
It's a
can't,
mix of stuff.
but I know I saw the Force Awakens one.
Well, and then the Iron Man, or like it was representing Star Wars to Marvel.
Yes.
All right, that's fine. We'll look it up later.
Yeah.
Um, we didn't mention it this entire time, but of course we'll be ranking these songs.
Oh my gosh, we just mentioned that. Yeah, we're gonna rank them.
Of course, every musical we do, we're gonna be ranking it. That's what we look forward to. But before we get to that, I did want to make some comparisons to High School Musical.
Oh yes.
We got to bring it up, right?
I want a Grease school musical. High Grease musical.
Keep going.
High musical Grease. High, High School Musical. That's all I got.
Which do you prefer,
What, between the two of these movies or which title?
Grease and High School Musical?
High School Musical.
Oh, that was quick.
That's my movie, you know? Like High School Musical is the Grease for my time.
That's for the elder
Say
Zoomers.
it. How dare you? You mean the baby millennials?
There's a crossover, sure.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
the young millennials and the elder Zoomers. Yeah, big
Mhm.
fan of that movie.
Mhm.
And yeah, I was gonna say High School Musical as well,
Come on. I mean, High School Musical is a classic.
but it's because it's our era.
Exactly. Yeah, it
You
speaks
know,
to
High School
us.
Musical 3 didn't make it on that list of highest rated or highest grossing.
Nah, because it's High School Musical 3. If High School Musical 1 was released in theaters, instant hit.
You think?
I think so.
I think it would have been a flop.
Let's not get into that. I
All
want to
right.
believe in High School Musical.
All right. I just want to point out the parallels that we were making as we were watching the movie.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I'm sure you saw it, or at least you. I know you've realized it, but without really thinking about it. But High School Musical definitely took a lot of inspiration from Grease. And the first one that I noticed when watching High School Musical the first time is how Troy and Gabriella meet outside of school.
Yeah, beforehand.
They have like a, well, this was New Year's for them, but basically like a summer fling, like
They have a winter.
Danny and Sandy had. Yeah.
Yeah.
Winter fling.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're going their separate ways. They kind of lose touch with each other. And then they meet up at the same school somehow. Very much related to Greece. And a lot of the same reasons too. Like Gabriella was telling Troy that she was moving or like from out of state or whatever, and then same thing with Sandy to Danny. So that one's like dead on accurate. And then the other one, well, that one was more of a joke, but we get to basically see their whole journey from high school to graduation, and then we get to see Greece in one movie, but from all of senior year to graduation. And then I wanted to compare the songs. Which ones do you think are the
Oh,
Grease and High School Musical version of these songs?
that's right. We Go Together is definitely We're All in This Together.
And which one's better?
You know what? I think in terms of singability, We Go Together. I know. I know.
We're biased here. We need some boomers to speak up.
Biased. I just went for Greece. I think
You're right. Yeah, I heard we're all in this together. Yeah, okay.
I think Hopelessly Devoted to You is the When There Was Me and You.
And that's easily Hopelessly Devoted to You, the better song.
Absolutely.
Easily.
Absolutely. Sandy is the Bet on It.
No.
That's High School Musical too, so it's a little cheating.
No, you can add that. No, that's fine. But
Grease
but
Lightning
but does
is
Troy ever? Oh
Grease Lightning is Get Your Head in the Game. But Get Your Head in the
no,
Game
Grease Lightning
wins.
is the boys are back.
That's High
The
School Musical 3.
boys. I'm saying it's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay,
No,
okay.
but I was gonna say I said no to that because I think doesn't Troy sing a song that's more dedicated to Gabriella? Because that's what Sandy is, and Bet on It is about himself. you know?
I'm trying to think. I don't think does Troy. Anytime he sings about Gabriella, it's to Gabriella and it's a duet.
Yeah, you're right. Scream. What's that song about?
That's about him because he couldn't make a
He's so
decision.
self-centered. This guy.
Troy Bolton. Think about somebody else for a change. Right now, I can hardly breathe.
Summer Night. What does that compare to?
Uh, the start of something new, but not really. No.
I like that comparison. Yeah, it's a duet. It's easy to compare it to a duet.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think of what else. Grease is High School Musical, the song.
Oh yeah, High School Musical.
Who says we have to let
What
it
was
go?
better, High School Musical or Grease?
I think Grease.
Grease
Grease
for
is the
sure,
word,
for
it's
sure.
the move, it's the motion. I like Grease. Look at me, I'm Sandra D. I don't know. I don't think
There's no song
no.
that's.
Because like I guess like that's the if you want to use the word villain song, which Rizzo isn't, but it just, placeholder, that's not Bop to the Top. Like there's two different things going on here.
So it is a Sharpay song, is what you're saying.
It is kind of a Sharpay song.
I want it all. I want it, want it, want it.
I know
Nah,
you
that
would
song's
vote
too
for
good.
you would yeah, I was like that's too high up on your list.
That's the best Sharpay song.
That's the Patty Simcox song.
Why?
I'm saying Patty Simcox is very Sharpay-y.
No.
Yes.
Nah, she don't got it.
Patty Simcox has a lot of qualities that Sharpay
She
has.
don't got it.
Uh,
She
sh-
don't got what
she's
Sharpay
got a
got.
lot of qualities that Sharpay
Nah,
has.
not even close.
I just think you're too
Not
Sharpay
even
biased.
close. Let's start the rank.
Let's start the rankings. Everybody, we have rules because there is a lot of music in Greece, but they're not all sung by the cast. So we've decided to narrow our list to 11 songs. And 10 of them are sung by the cast. We're throwing in Grease by Frankie Valli because it's the intro, it's the title of the movie. So that one's got to be ranked in here somewhere.
It's the
And
theme of the movie.
it's the
It's
theme, and
very important.
they play it at the beginning and at the end. So you're going to hear it. So we had to throw that one in there. But we will give a little honorary mention before we reveal our number ones for some of the featured artists in this movie. The ones that are not sung by the cast, but like by the band at the dance or something, you know?
We had the conversation to narrow it down strictly to just what was sung in the movie by the actors, but we had to include Grease.
You
Grease is
have
the
to.
word.
It's the word, it's the move, it's the motion. So
So
yeah,
yeah, what
11 songs.
song, what honorable mentions did you?
We'll do it now. I thought we were going to do it like before our number one, but
Oh, I don't know. You can put it wherever you want.
okay, we'll do it now. I have two honorary mentions.
I don't really have
Annie,
any.
of course. I have two. And it's the one that's the what's that playing on the radio?
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun. It's that one. And when they're at the dance and they're doing that kind of walkway dance, where they're all lined up and they have to strut down that walkway.
Yeah.
And it's that tears on my pillow, all by you. I like that one a lot.
I'll give a shout out to what's the name of the song about the hands?
The hands?
Yeah. You know the one.
The hands.
I'll look it up.
I'm just thinking of that brush up, brush up, brush up.
Hold on. I'll let you know right here.
Oh boy.
Ready?
Uh huh.
You'll know it when I say it. It's oh, born to hand job, baby.
Oh yeah. Okay, that
That's
one.
a good one. That was really good. And then that's the one where they do like the hand.
Yeah, yeah. That
They
was
have a
pretty
hand
cool.
dance. Yeah. Born to hand job, baby. Yep. That's the only mention I got.
That's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one.
All right. So we have 11 total for the real rankings list. Do you want to
Yeah.
start or do you want
I'll,
me to start?
I can start it off.
Okay, let's hear it.
My number 11 is Grease Lightning.
Oh my gosh. I thought this was objective.
Looking at it now, maybe not as much as I
Not at
thought it
all.
was.
I already know it's not at all. No.
Yep. Yep.
I guess I'll bring the objectivity here.
You just said you were going to be so. Okay, fine. Go ahead. What's your 11?
You didn't even explain. It's just the lyrics, right?
No, I don't like the way that John Travolta sounds trying to do like an Elvis song. Like, he's purposefully deepening his voice. He's like, "Go grease lightning, you're going down the quarter mile."
Sandy. We
Sandy,
rocking and rolling. That's my name. Don't worry it.
don't make me laugh. Uh, uh,
Ha.
uh.
Ah. Ah.
Yeah, it's
Ah.
just, but I just, what's the song? The song's about grease lightning in the car. This is just another victim, I think, of the winding road of this plot because I don't get it. And I just
You don't get it?
the only cool thing about this song is like the outfits and maybe the choreography, but I feel like the other if it wasn't for the visuals, just basing it on song, I don't know. I don't like it as much.
Wow. And here I thought you were going to enlighten me with the correct list.
I was looking at my top 5 when I said that and I think I'm wrong.
All right. I'll tell you my number 11. Look at Me, I'm Sandra D by Sandy.
Oh, the reprise.
Yeah.
That's pretty fair. Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I thought I was going to have a definitive worst song that I could easily put here. I did not have one. These were all very
Yeah.
hard. Very hard.
I'm gonna give Grease Lightning that little bit of a benefit. This is not a bad song. I don't think any of these songs are full out bad. This is not a When There Was Me and You kind of moment where
Yeah.
there's like a definitive not good song on the track. And that I don't think any of these are bad.
Yeah. I had a hard time with this. But I chose this one only because it didn't get a full song and it was already there's an original version to the song that Rizzo
Yeah,
sings.
the shortened one.
But I do like this one a lot. It felt very sad, and the meaning behind it of, this is right before Sandy becomes girl boss Sandy. So I like it, but I like it in the 11th spot.
I think that's very fair. Yeah, it's
Okay.
true. Number 10, you.
Number 10. There are worse things I can do.
Ooh, you have another short one on the bottom.
This song sounds very good. It sounds very good. But I guess just the theme of what she's singing about, I'm not really too interested in. And also, like I've said many times before, it's slower. That's another thing I forgot to mention about the "Look at Me, I'm Sandra D"
You're
by
not a fan
Sandy.
of the slow songs?
Yeah, but if it's slower, I think I've put some slow songs on the top of my list before, but that's
If
when they're
it's
like
you
very
gotta bring it when you're
good.
slow.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So that's my
Okay,
number 10.
okay, okay. I get that. My number 10 is "Look at Me, I'm Sandra D" by Rizzo.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
It's
why?
not very singable other than that. Look at me, I'm Sandra D.
Elvis, Elvis, let me be.
That's not, but that doesn't sound good. It's just kind
Yeah,
of
it does. It's
funny.
so fun. It's so fun. It's
I
such a fun
I'm
song.
I'm not a fan of it.
Get your
It's
filthy paws off my
maybe it's this
silky drawers.
maybe it's this oh, Troy Donahue. I know what you want to do.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
I admit that it's like I said, none of these songs are bad. I just like the other ones more.
All right.
And also, it's maybe the Sandra D in me where I don't like that Sandy's getting picked on.
Oh, but you like Patty getting picked on, huh? All right.
Yeah,
All right.
what of it?
You like Eugene getting picked on. All
No,
right.
I don't. That's poor Eugene.
Oh, wow. So Patty, wow. Okay.
I'm just saying, Patty Simcox maybe needs a little more self awareness.
Wow.
Also, I never advocated for her being bullied. I said I was sad that she was left out.
But now you're kind of siding with the pink ladies.
Now I'm just saying I can see where they're coming from. I'm not saying it's right.
Really?
I'm not saying
You
it's
can
right.
see where they're come on. Come on.
Come on, number 10 tone. Wait, you already did it. You're number 9. Go.
Oh, all right. So you just want to walk through that, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I don't need to explain myself to you.
I don't, it's not right, but I can see where they're coming from. What is that supposed to mean?
Exactly what I just said.
That makes no sense,
Yes, it
Caroline.
does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
He robbed the bank. I don't agree with it, but
You know, he
I can
needed
see where
the
he's coming.
money. I don't agree with what he did, but I could see why he did what he did.
All right then. Caroline likes bullying. My number 9.
Wow. Go on.
I think I'm gonna swap. This is the one that I think I'm gonna swap it on the fly right here.
Okay,
My
go
number
ahead.
9.
Go ahead and swap. I'm
My number
allowed.
9
Uh-huh.
is "Hopelessly Devoted to You."
Oh, that hoits.
What's that?
That hoits.
What was
That
that?
was me putting my hands on my chest one after
I try
another
to resuscitate
and
yourself.
I lean back like I got shot.
You try to get your heart beating again.
Wow. Ugh.
You're like Kylo Ren when he got shot in the side, and he's like hitting his blood off.
I'm on the battlefield going,
Yeah.
ah. Oh, that hoits. That hoits. That hoits
So this
big
is a
time.
very beautiful song, of
But it's
course.
slow, of course. Uh-huh. Go on.
Not only the slow part, but it's just like it's nice. It's nice. I wanted it a little bit more exciting. Definitely better than what Gabriella brought to the table.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
this isn't comparing the two of those. This is comparing
This to the
all of the
rest of the
Grease
track.
songs. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. So that's my number 9.
Okay, okay. I'm not gonna admonish your opinion.
You're gonna what?
I'm not gonna criticize your opinion.
I gotcha.
What are we at? Number
We're
uh
we're at 9.
9. Mine just "Look at Me, I'm Sandra D" by Sandy. No, I like
Why?
I like this song, but I just like the others above it. I do like that this is kind of the little window into what she's thinking about, like in terms of changing and things like that. Also, Olivia Newton-John's voice so pretty.
Yeah.
So that's just why I'm more inclined when I do like Sandra D, I like it sung by her. And that's just kind of a quick one there.
Okay. And that okay, yeah. And that's why it's slightly above.
It's just slightly above the original, like the
Okay.
Rizzo one.
All right.
So I guess I'm number 8.
Yeah.
There are worse things I could do.
Okay.
I actually originally had it higher, but and this was just my on the fly ranking as we were watching the movie on Monday. I originally had it higher, but after going through it this week and hearing the rest of the soundtrack and being like, no, really, this song is better. This song, it got pushed down, but I really do like this song. You know, as previously talked about, I like Rizzo a lot. And this is Rizzo being authentic. Not even the walls of being the tough girl are up. We're actually looking into how she thinks and how she wants to present herself and how like what she's actually struggling with.
Yeah, it's an important song.
It is. And so I have a lot of affection for this song. But I wish I could put it higher, but I really like the other songs above it more.
I agree. No complaints there.
Number 8.
My number 8 is Grease.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I wanted to put this so much higher. For many times, I even thought it was going to be my number 1 because I love this song so much. But I think, honestly, I was trying to keep it fair by having the song sung in the movie take more priority. I really think that's the only reason why I have a number 8. But it's just so, so good. I
That makes
love hearing it.
sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
When I was listening to the soundtrack, that's the one I played the most. But I think there are other songs that are just as catchy, just as enjoyable, and represent Greece. Well, it's funny because this is called Greece, but I think there's other songs that represent Greece
Yeah, the
better.
movie
Yeah,
more. Yeah, I
yeah.
agree. I
So
think
that's my number 8.
that's very fair. I agree. I like that. I guess we're gonna go up to 7.
Yeah.
You want to say your 7?
Oh, 7? Yeah. 7 for me is Sandy. Sandy.
Oh, you know what? That's a pretty fair placement.
We're being very civil now.
I agree with these. I don't think that
Good.
this song should be higher or lower. I think that's a good placement.
You got the hot dog in the back, that infamous hot dog.
I like that song because of the why you left me. Oh,
Oh, Sandy.
Sandy.
Sandy. Yeah.
I love the way you say that.
I I I think it's a very beautiful song. I really like it.
I like it a lot. It also kind of gives us, it out of all of Danny's cons, the pro is that he does love Sandy. He may be kind of a sleazeball, but he is Sandy's sleazeball.
All
And
right.
he loves Sandy. And this song is a good representation of that. Because we've seen before, Danny has a lot of exes, and he's got Rizzo, Cha Cha, things
Rizzo.
like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, Patty.
he's stuck on Sandy. He likes Sandy, and in this song he sings about that he does like Sandy, and he's willing to change for her. It's a good song.
I'm going to wait for a little bit later in the rankings to defend him a little bit more. Just a little bit
Okay,
more. All
okay.
right. What do you got for number 7?
My number 7 is Grease.
Da-na-na.
We wanna be who we are. Grease is the word. Basically, what you were saying is my opinion as well. I think it wouldn't be my number 1 though, but I do really like this song. It's
It's
just,
an excellent song.
yeah, I just got to put more priority on the ones that were sung by the cast. And also, to be fair, I think you like this song way more than I do because I was not inclined to immediately put it as number 1, but it was definitely my top 3, like just initially. I was like, "Ooh, I like this."
Because like I said, I got to be objective here. Someone has to.
You know what? Yeah, I'm not. I know what I am now. I'm just not gonna fake it anymore.
Number
I
6.
Number 6,
That's
beauty
you.
school dropout. Go back
Me
to
too.
high school. Oh, we're syncing up. We're syncing up. Beauty school dropout. Go back to high school.
So I told you when I was watching it, I'll tell the listeners. When I first heard this song as a young lad, I thought it was so boring. I thought this whole section of the movie was so boring.
Mhm.
I
And
hated the way it looked. It was just like the weird spotlight in the diner with Frenchie and her pink hair. I didn't even know why she had pink hair. Like that's how out of it I was. And I'm like, what is this? It's so weird. And I didn't like it. And the few times that I saw it after that as a kid, I just never liked it. But then as an adult, watching it recently again, wow. It's it's a very funny and great sounding song.
yeah, I love the la 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 in the background that you hear as I think it's Frankie Avalon he's singing. I like it a lot.
I like the silver hair curlers.
A
Are they
t
called hair
Yeah,
curlers?
yeah, yeah, like a hair curler.
Yeah.
A teenage ne'er-do-well.
Yeah, ne'er do well.
I
This
love
whole
it.
song is a roast of Frenchie. It's awesome.
It is, but it's the nicest roast you've ever heard.
No, it's pretty rough. It just sounds good.
It's
It's pretty rough.
when I say nicest sounding, like, it sounds
You're
nice.
right, yeah.
What's
But
that
it's
one
so
where it's
fun
like,
for that.
no one wants their hair to be done by a hooker or something?
Oh yeah, something's a looker, and then by
Oh,
a hooker, and
you
then
think
she
you're
is
no customer would go to you unless she was a hooker. Baby, don't sweat it.
and then Frenchie's face is like,
Sweat it.
"What?
You're not cut
Did he
out
really say
to
that?"
hold a job. Better forget it. Who wants their hair done by a slob? Now your bangs are curled, your lashes twirled, but still the world is cruel. I love it. I love how mean he is, but sounds
It's
so
an
sweet.
excellent, excellent song.
That's the one that got stuck in my head after watching the movie. Like we turned off everything. I tried to go to bed and it was in my head just beauty school dropout. Go
I'll be
back
honest,
to high school.
when I heard the song again, I felt like I was hearing it for the first time because I was getting it, and I looked like Frenchie watching that part.
It's just
I was just
your
in
eyes are
awe.
all wide and awe. You were
Yeah, I
taking
was
in
in awe of this
everything,
man. Yeah,
taking in everything he was saying, regardless of what he was
yes.
actually saying.
But that's yeah, wonderful song.
I love it.
I love the meaning behind it.
I love it so much. This one is one of my favorites. It was actually gonna be higher, but then I thought like, "No, I need to put the other ones higher." But this one is one of my favorites.
All right, let's go number 5.
Number 5, You or Me.
I'll start.
Go.
Look at me, I'm Sandra D by Rizzo.
Oh, okay, okay. I love Rizzo so much. It's good that you put her in top 5. I accept that.
I
That's
think it
nice.
deserved a spot in top 5. Cause this, I think my top 5 are the songs that are Grease, like define Grease, and I think this is one of the songs. Like this is just one of the most memorable ones.
You're right. You're right.
The way she performs it, the way the other girls are dancing along to the song with her, I think is just iconic.
It's also really cool that she's not the best vocalist in the bunch, but she still makes the song sound good, you know?
Yeah, it's fun. It's really fun. And just her expressions. Well, everyone's expressions are great. That's what I love about the style of this movie. The facial expressions and then just like the dancing. But the scene that sticks in my head is when she first turns around at the beginning of the song
Oh,
with
yeah,
the
with the
blonde
wig.
wig on. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like, that's perfect. You're gonna be in for a good ride. So yeah, that's number 5. Look at me, I'm Sandra D.
That's fair. My number 5 is Sandy.
Sandy.
Can't you see
I like that.
I'm in misery?
Oh, I wanted to mention. Dang, hold
Uh-huh.
on. Dang, did I write it down? When I
I'm
was
a
taking notes, I was just
passport.
writing quotes at first of
Uh-huh.
all the quotes I liked. And oh, at the beginning of the song, he goes, "What would they say Monday?" And what would they say
What
Monday at
will
school?
they say Monday at school?
Yeah, it's just like
Stranded
an
at the
adult,
drive-in.
a
What
grown adult talking about
a
school.
fool. That reminds me of that same thing with Summer Lovin', where it's like, "We stayed out till 10 o'clock
Yeah, we made out under
under
the
the dock."
dark. We'll get to it.
We'll
We'll
get to
get
it,
to
but
it.
I'm
We'll
just
get to
that's one of the lines that reminds me of it.
it. Yeah.
I love
What are we up to?
Sandy.
Oh yeah, 5. Yeah, yeah.
We're at 5, but I love this one. Tony, out of all the ones, this is the dark horse for me. I did not think I was gonna love this song that much. I already went in with a preconceived notion of what my favorite song was gonna be, and I'm coming out of it like, man, Sandy's a really good song.
It's a very good song.
I like it a lot. Also, I should be transparent. I really like it in Grease Live. It's my favorite song of the Grease Live.
Oh, did we
Uh,
hear it or you went back to hear it?
I went back and heard
Oh,
it.
okay.
Remember I told you I love Aaron Tveit?
Yeah.
I went back and heard his, and he kills it. I love it by him. It's so good.
Okay.
But I do love
I'm
it
gonna
by
have to
John
hear it.
Travolta. I love it regardless, but this is my favorite of the Grease Live songs. It's really good.
Aaron
Tveit?
Tiviet.
Tveit?
All right, I got to keep that name in mind. I'm gonna bring him up later.
But yeah, so that's number 5. I think now we're at 4, and it's me.
Okay.
My number 4 is Hopelessly Devoted to You.
Oh, you really liked it.
I love this song. Man, it's not just good within Greece, it's also a really good song. It's like the perfect song for unrequited love, the perfect song for girl going through heartbreak. It's just And then Olivia Newton-John kills it. It's so good. Not to mention we got that whole Danny reflection in the water, bet on it
Oh
style.
yeah, dang. That's another one we forgot to say.
I was waiting to bring it up for this song. I had it
Okay.
in my head. I had it ready,
All right, all right.
loaded.
That was another High School Musical comparison.
Yeah, but oh, I love this song.
Danny did it before Troy. Oh
Before
no.
the
Oh
what?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was
You're
his
you're good.
reflection.
You're good. You're good.
All
But
right.
yeah, hopelessly devoted to you is this is another one that this one's my mom's favorite, and I had always written it off, being like, "Oh, that's mom's favorite." But after watching the movie, I was like, I get
Mom
it.
likes it. It's not that cool.
Well, it's just I think everybody does that a little bit with their parents, where it's just like, okay, okay, but no, I get it. It's really good. I love hopelessly devoted to you.
I'm trying to think about how I did it to my parents. Like, oh, they like that? That's not cool.
Think about it more with like your dad in soccer.
The first thing I thought was my dad liked Top Gun, so
That's good.
yeah. But yeah, soccer.
I'm saying we all do it a little bit with our parents with something.
But I think soccer is cool. I'm just not cool enough for soccer. But anyways, number 4. My number
Aw,
4 is
aw.
Summer Night.
Summer loving, having a blast.
I was really considering putting this one number 1 as well because at this point these songs are very, very good. So I'm trying to break it down even more. Like, which was more fun to sing? Which one had a better choreography, like dance choreography? And then which one represents Grease the most? What song do people think about when they're watching Grease or when they think about Grease? What song comes to mind first? I think Summer Night, I think is a strong contender for being the song that people think about.
I think so too.
I love the story. I love the back and forth of Danny's point of view of what happened during the summer, and then Sandy's point of view of what happened during the summer is just so simple, such a simple idea, and is executed perfectly.
Can I ask you to do a little comparison for this
Okay.
song for me? I'm gonna send you 2 links,
Uh
and
oh.
I want you to tell me if you
Oh,
think
I was
the
doing that
beginning.
already. I was doing that already,
I
Caroline.
want to know if you think they sound similar.
Caroline, Caroline. Let me tell you. All right. Let me tell you something. All right,
Uh-huh.
Caroline sent me a link to Grease Summer Nights, and then she sent me a link to One Direction, What Makes You Beautiful. Every time I
Bum,
hummed,
ba-bum,
every time I hummed
ba-bum.
it, I was humming What Makes You Beautiful.
Yes,
Every time I hummed Summer
I
Night.
caught myself doing that this whole week. It would shift into my brain into what makes you beautiful. Is that
Yeah,
bum,
and then I would stop
ba-bum,
myself
ba-bum.
because I was
Then I
doing
would
it
go
on the mic
bum.
with you. I'm like, oh, she didn't catch on. Let me stop.
I think I might have subconsciously because that's what
Dun,
got in my
dun,
brain.
dun, 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 dun. You're
Da-da,
insecure.
bum, bum, bum.
Don't know
Don't
what
know what
for.
for. You're turning heads as you walk through the
Let me see. Is that the
dark.
beginning, right? Wait,
Yeah, it's at the very beginning. Don't need makeup, bum
I'm
bum
gonna
bum,
hear it real
to
quick.
cover up. Being the way that you are
Dun,
is
dun,
enough.
dun, dun. All right, and
Everybody,
then this one.
if y'all haven't done it yet, y'all really should do this comparison. It's kind of crazy. I think the only thing that's off is a little bit at the beat count when you get to that dun 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 dun. That's where it starts getting a little like, okay, okay, this is where they change. But One
No,
Direction,
yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so similar.
it's really similar. But One
Yeah,
Direction has been known to do that, like take inspiration from popular songs as like their key progression and stuff.
yeah. I don't think is wrong or they did anything bad. It's cool.
I dig it. I dig it a lot. And whenever I'm so glad you brought up Summer Nights because that was on my mind for a while. And I knew you, the One Direction guy, would catch it.
Oh yeah, I was messing up already the entire time. Every time I try to hum it, but yeah, I just like those parallels. I like their dancing. I like how the girls sound when they say tell me more" in
Oh,
unison.
yes.
And
I
then
guess you have a car.
I like the T-Birds, the dance on the bench where they're like,
That shoot
uh-huh,
bop bop, shoot
yeah,
bop bop,
shitty bop bop, shitty bop bop, yep.
bop
And
bop.
yeah, and then the example we mentioned, how Danny would say, "We made out under the dogs," and then we stayed out
We
till
stayed
10
out
o'clock.
till 10 o'clock.
It was perfect.
Summer dream. What was it? Summer days? I can't remember. But, oh, those summer nights. It's so good.
I love it. Is my number 4. I would have put it higher, but we'll see. We'll see if I got the right ranking.
Mm, mm. Are we at number three?
Did you say your number 4 already?
I said my number four. It's hopelessly devoted to you.
Oh yeah, okay. So we're up to number 3.
Number three, you go.
All right. My number 3 is Grease Lightning.
That's high. That's high.
Grease Lightning. Here, now I could defend Danny a bit. Sure, he tried to cop a feel, right? Sure, he danced with Cha Cha. Sure, he knocked Sandy on her chest, trying to take out his ring, greasing up his finger. Sure, he faked being as into her as he is in front of his friends. But he's a great dancer.
He also lied to her about like going to a prep school when he's actually a T-bird.
But he's a great dancer. All
Uh-huh.
right.
Okay, all right.
No, but I think a lot of this, honestly, for a lot of Greece, I think a lot of it hinges on obviously the whole cast as a team, but John Travolta just has really good presence while singing, dancing. Um, I think he kind of, I don't know, I think he made it cool for tough guys to dance, to be good at dancing.
I think you're right. Yeah.
And especially in Grease Lightning, the dance moves, that the choreography, it looked great. And the song is hilarious.
Did you know that this song originally is supposed to be sung by Kaniki? And
Oh,
and Jeff Conaway was like already rehearsing to sing this song, but as a little bit of an on-set rivalry. They were friends and everything, but John Travolta really wanted to sing this song. So he convinced the director to give it to him, and Jeff Conaway was pretty upset. But he had to just deal with it because he wasn't as big a star as John Travolta.
oh man.
So,
All right,
but
I'm gonna bump it down then because of that.
it was supposed to be Kaniki's, but you know what? I think just in hindsight, John Travolta really is the like entertainer. He's got that talent. Like you're right, he's got that pull where
He's very entertaining.
very, very
Very.
entertaining.
And I already forgot his name, and I asked you to tell me his name.
Kaniki?
Aaron.
Aaron Tveit.
Aaron Thiriet. This guy did not compare. I'm sorry.
I don't.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it's a high bar, man. John
It
Travolta is an icon.
John Travolta had the moves. He had the voice.
Yep, yep.
He
Aaron
had the
Tveit
looks.
really for Danny Zuko because I think he's handsome, but he's got the voice. But even the snippets that I watched of Grease Live with you, he doesn't have that Danny energy that John
No.
Travolta brought.
It just feels like he really committed. He didn't say like, this is gonna look weird or that's a weird thing because I feel like this is a paradox of musicals. I think Danny would never be caught singing or dancing to singing, right?
None of the T-Birds would ever actually be dancing,
Yeah.
singing, any of that.
But once it's time to do it, it's like all in. And I love that. I love that paradox.
Mm-hmm.
Like Danny does dance. We saw him at the dance breaking it down. But I'm just saying, like, when it steps out of that reality and he starts singing, it's like I don't think that's something he will do, but he's fully committed to giving a great performance.
I think that that's something he always knew he was good at because he's even when he's singing to Sandy when they're at the dance and she's like, "Have you ever thought about singing?" Like she makes a comment, but
Yeah.
that's something that Danny would never do. But that's the magic of musicals. We still get to see him do it.
And then I think the car is pretty iconic now. Grease Lightning.
I always thought Grease was named Grease because of Grease Lightning. Like that Grease Lightning was the theme song of the movie and not
Oh,
Grease. Because I didn't know Grease existed.
that's fair. Yeah, you try to relate it to something.
So I was like, oh, it must be named this because of the car. But then the car doesn't have a big role in the movie. Just the song, Go Grease Lightning, you're going up a quarter mile. Next time you hear it, you have to hear out for the lyrics because John Travolta famously flubbed his words multiple times in multiple takes. He's supposed
I
to
think I
say
already heard it. Yeah. Which ones? Yeah,
he's
which
supposed to
ones?
say a heat lap mile, but he would say heap map Lyle. That's what he would say.
I don't think I caught that one, but I was hearing it with lyrics. I'm like, that's not what he said. And I thought the
Yeah,
lyrics wrote it wrong.
but he's flubbed his words a lot. The director shot it so many times, and when they did it again, it was like just keep it.
It's like, you know what? That's a wrap. It's 12 midnight. Let's go home.
On a Friday. Let's go.
But yeah, that's it. That's all the good things I have to say about this song. Oh, and you mentioned it earlier, but yeah, I just think it's hilarious. They're just singing about a car being a chick magnet.
Agrees lightning.
I think that's so funny. But all right, that's it.
My number three is Summer Nights. Summer loving,
I'm very happy with that
having a
placement.
blast. It's a classic. It's iconic. This is
Yes,
to me, if I was to like pick the Grease song, it's this song.
I think so too.
It's just it's so perfect. The duet, it's not even like just the two of them because everybody's singing. It's the whole cast. And it's just the whole tell me more, just perfect. I
Yeah,
love
then
it.
like cutting back to each group.
Mhm.
It's so
Mhm.
fun.
And then it goes from being kind of like an energetic that shoot papa to when it closes out it's that summer dreams
Yeah.
that ripped at the seams. It's like, oh, but oh, the,
Oh
those summer nights. It's
no,
like,
but then I
ah.
like the way Daddy sings it. Where he's like, "Summer night, tell me
More,
more," and then I like the way he's posing.
tell me more.
Listen to it again. He goes so high pitched with
He
it.
does. I remember I was hearing it while I was waiting, quote unquote, waiting for you to join
Oh,
the
I was
call.
waiting for you. Trust me.
I was hearing it back, and I heard that. Night. He goes high. I was like, dang, John, bring it down. You're gonna make Olivia break a glass or something. She's gonna try to match you.
And I love his pose.
Oh yeah, he's the classic extra John Travolta. All right, we're at our top two.
Yeah, let's go to number two now.
Number two.
Who goes?
Uh, I wonder if we have the same, but we'll see. Okay, my number two is "You're the One That I Want."
Oh my.
What's your number two? I just want to know, and then we'll both explain.
My number two is We Go Together.
Oh, okay, okay, okay,
Oh
okay.
my.
I'm so surprised, but all right, all right.
I'm
You're
surprised myself, but this is objective.
so I think I even told you this on the phone the other day that You're the One That I Want is my favorite Grease song,
Hmm.
but that changed when I saw the
Oh,
whole movie. But I still love You're the One That I Want. I think it's one of the funnest songs to sing. The whole intro, the way the music is. You know what's even crazier is when
let's just finish off because you're talking about You're the One That I Want. Because we know the final two now, right?
yeah, yeah.
You just want to
Number
finish up,
1,
yeah, and then we'll just talk about both because we
absolutely.
have them swapped. So
Mhm. My number 1 is We Go Together.
my number one is You're the One That I Want.
Yeah, wow, we really swapped this.
All right, keep going, keep going.
So, where was I at? The oh,
You're saying
that's
how
what
this was your favorite one, and
I was looking up the trivia. This song, the director he doesn't like it. He said when they
which one?
recorded it, "You're the One That I Want."
Really? What
He
the?
said this is the one that he wasn't happy with, but when he saw everybody perform it and have so much fun with it and how it looked in the film overall, he was like, "Okay, yeah, this works." But he thought that it sounded disjointed. He didn't like the music. And I'm like, "What? We're hearing different things, sir, cuz this is one of the best." It's so good though. You better shape up cuz I need a man. It's just
Yeah,
oh, I love it. I love this song. I'm pretty sure when this kind of love or hype for this movie wears down as it does, like, we go through these loving motions for films that we cover. When it dies down, it might go back to number 1 again, but We Go Together, I really liked it. It just it became my new favorite after watching it this week.
We Go Together. That's my number two. It was my favorite for a long time.
Wow, we're really swapping it.
Yeah, I think well, not I think I know it was my number one. Like before watching it just recently, I always held it as my number one. I remember I used to have the song on my iPod Shuffle
Wow.
many moons ago. Yeah, and I just love how fun it is. I love how it has a probably like the longest string of non words in a song outside of Scatman,
Mhm.
and it's just really cool once you memorize all the non words in the song, and it's just so
Yeah,
fun to
change,
sing.
change, changey, change bop.
Yeah, and
That's
everyone's
the
so excited,
way it
like,
should
you can picture the
be.
hands right now, right? Like the chang
Oh, yeah.
chang, chang chang chang.
We'll always be together.
I think it's still and that's the other
Ooh,
thing too.
yeah.
You're the One That I Want. I put it as number one,
Ooh.
but even after the rewatch is not my favorite, but I think I can't deny that it's just very, very good. And then after thinking about it for a while, I think this is the song that represents Greece the most because just a line of, this is what everything has been building up to. They're finally together. Sandy going girl boss mode is the biggest moment in the movie. The biggest shock. I don't think anyone really sees it coming
Oh,
unless you
yeah.
saw the play.
Mhm.
And then the lyrics are just amazing. Just singing about each other, and then you better shape up because I need a man. That's
Mhm.
good stuff right there.
Who can
The
keep me
dancing is excellent.
satisfied? I always like when they go up and down the stairs, that you better shape
Yeah, going
up,
up and down the stairs. Yeah,
better understand.
and then holding on to the belt buckle style, like
Yeah.
stepping, side stepping.
In that Shake Shack.
Yeah, I think that's like the
Nothing
most
left for
iconic
me to
dance in the
prove.
movie.
You're the one that I want. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Ooh, ooh, ooh,
So
honey.
I, yeah, I don't think it's my favorite, but I think it's definitely the best because of what it means for the movie, and it sounds very good. I'm with you. I don't know what this director was thinking because I think it sounds very, very good. But yeah, and there's even times where I was thinking, dang, I don't want to put it number one, but I think it deserves number one.
Oh, dude. I had such an internal conflict when I put it as number 2. If I could, I would tie the 2 of them because I love them equally. It's it's so hard.
It was a rough list to make. There's a lot of good songs in
A
here.
lot of good songs, but man, We Go Together just won out because of how much fun it is to sing, how much fun everybody's having, how happy it is. I love the non-words that we go together like wappa lappa 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 wap bamboo. It's just I love it.
Yeah,
It's so fun to sing. Chang chang changey changey pop. We'll always be
and it's the funnest part of the
together.
movie because the carnival, everybody running around. That's when you get that's when they drive back to heaven and they wake up from their
Yeah.
dream.
No.
They fly back into their dead corpses.
Aw, why you gotta bring it down, man?
I don't
This is the
I don't know
song
what
where
the
we
theory
do.
consisted of.
This is the song where we do hear the a wop bop a loop bop a wop bam boom. It's just
It comes immediately after
I love
"You're
it.
the One That I Want." There's probably only like 10 seconds of dialogue,
Frenchie
maybe
comes in and
less.
she's like, the gang's all together. But what's gonna happen after graduation?
Yeah, we're gonna see each other again.
Nah, come on, guys. We'll always be together. A wop bop a loop bop. A
It's just
wop
that,
bam
wait,
boom.
say that again. What? We'll always be together. A what? What? Balooba?
A wop bam boom. Ba-da-da-dum, bum, ba-da-da-dum, bum, ba-da-da-da, bum. We go together like Ramalama dingity dingy dum. Ah, I love it. It's so fun. I can hear it right now on Spotify.
So that's it.
We've ranked Grease.
We ranked Grease. I didn't think it'd be this difficult.
It's tough. It's real tough. We're ranking good musicals. That's the hard part. Is because with High School Musical, it's easy. With High School Musical, it was easy to rank because it doesn't have to give it fairness to High School Musical. Not all the songs are good songs, and it's just because of When There Was Me and You. But
Right.
in Grease, they're all pretty good.
Gotta Go My Own Way, of course, is another
Hey,
one
hey,
that
I didn't
you could
say
easily
that.
throw at
Why
the
you put
bottom.
words in my no, no,
That's a
no.
no-brainer.
No, it's not.
The very
What
last
about
one.
us? What
What
about
about
oh
us?
no, no, not that again.
That's when it starts getting interesting, when
Yuck.
Story comes in.
No.
Do we have any final words for Grease, Caroline?
What turned out to be a mom movie in my brain ended up being an actually good movie. I shouldn't write off everything my mother
Oh.
likes.
Oh,
It's
okay.
I thoroughly enjoyed watching it. I
So
was,
maybe The Searchers is a good movie.
I like The Searchers.
Oh, all right, there you go.
You're the one that I'm more scared of because you're not a fan of westerns, and this is like pure
Yeah,
western.
yeah. But there's no spaghetti in this one, right?
No spaghetti,
Okay.
just the West. But yeah, I think Grease. I'm so glad that we got a musical again too. That's just another thing. It's been a while since we've done a musical, and I love talking about musicals and ranking songs and everything. That's like my favorite thing to do as part of this podcast is ranking songs. And I'm just really glad that we got to do this one. I was a little bit skeptical at first when my mom was telling me like, "I want to recommend Grease." And I was like, "Oh, I don't know, like, that's your movie," but I'm really glad we did. I really
Really?
like
You were
this movie.
skeptical?
I was, yeah, but I'm really glad we watched this. I have a
We were
new
gonna do it at some point. It just got bumped up.
I don't know. I don't really I didn't go in or really see myself ever doing Grease. Not that I told myself I'm never going to do Grease. I just it
We're gonna do all the
never
musicals.
one day, yeah.
We're gonna watch Cats.
I would love for you to do that.
For me to do that?
I would love for you to watch Cats. I've seen Cats. And also there's
James Corden's Cats?
I've seen both cuz there's a Cats that's like
I'm talking
Hamilton.
about James Corden's Cats. That's
I've
the one I'm gonna
seen yes,
watch.
I have seen James Gordon's Cats.
Taylor Swift,
Yep.
Idris Elba,
Yep.
etc.
Kate Hudson, yeah, Judi Dench.
That's the one we're gonna do.
I've seen Cats.
Okay.
I want you to see the one like Hamilton, but okay, this one's okay. I mean, it's not, but at least you'll get to experience
No, I
that
don't want to see the
that
good one.
fever dream with me.
Nah, yeah, I want to see the bad one.
Oh, it's gonna be bad.
All right.
It's gonna be real bad, but not this movie. Grease was really good. It was really good.
Grease was good. I think we also discovered that it's a mom movie and a dad movie and a movie for children because it's rated PG.
I don't know about that.
It's rated PG.
Not anymore.
All
Not
right.
according to its re-release.
But it was a good time.
It was a great time. Everybody, thank you so much for listening. If you've made it this far, I think this is going to be a pretty lengthy episode. But if you're hearing us on your favorite podcasting platform, give us a follow if you're not already following. Hit the bell icon as well. An honest review if you're a returning listener. Hey, our inbox is open and available for suggestions
Oh,
at
yeah.
elbownudgepod@gmail.com. Feel free to send us any movie suggestions. We will watch almost anything. If you're hearing us on YouTube, like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. You know, what you always hear. Thank y'all so much for listening.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. That's it.
A wop bop a loop bop.
Wop, bam, boom.